special guest joining us today, FPS Diesel. The man, the myth, the Reddit legend. He's going to kill me for saying that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy almost anniversary of the incident of DSP. May 1st is upon us soon, people. We may or may not be doing a DSP restream event for the most amazing streamer of our generation. I don't know if we're going to do that just yet. Let's just get it started. Diesel's already mad at me. It's already starting off strong. Diesel's already mad at me. Hello, welcome. Hi, Spectre, K-Huck, FPS Diesel, Squatchin. I saw Ginger Ramoth in here, Cadmus, Pigeon, Fat Wong, and John. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be a fun one. Thank you, Pigeon, for getting us started with our first dono of the day. Appreciate you. You're a fucking giga chad, like always. We need to have a conversation, guys. If you don't know, I covered a channel known as Illuminaughtii. Now, I apparently have been named on another person's live stream. I don't know why I was put in there. It was kind of weird, Paige. Why? Why include me in that complete mess? I'm trying to be objective here. It's a lot of fun, though. Thank you for the shout-out. Appreciate you, girl. But we're going to do something involving Illuminaughtii. Now, if you remember the last time I covered her, Illuminaughtii called out Legal Eagle for plagiarism. Now, you could look at that and go, well, this is kind of like a whatever issue, right? But the issue being of that live stream was to show a pattern of behavior that this individual has actually, and I'm not even joking, actually expressed over the 3 to 4 years that they've been around. It's a pattern of behavior. It's not just one isolated incident, right? It has been stemming from Tommy C, and then from Tommy C, it rolled over to other commentary channels. And when she broke out of commentary, there was a situation with r/. There's a lot of things about Blair that have been going on over the years, and people that just focus on the one specific aspect of, oh, this Legal Eagle thing, yeah, that's the only one thing that we have to worry about. No, it's a pattern of behavior. I'm very good at noticing patterns. I'm autistic like that. But this is the thing. We are going to be moving forward on covering it. Thank you for letting me know, Rain, about the mic. We're going to be covering Illuminaughtii's own, I guess you want to call it an apology video. I don't really see it that way, and you're going to see why. I'm going to bring in FPS Diesel now, the man, the myth, the legend, the goblin man. He's going to be mad at me. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
What's up?
Reddit legend? What is this?
I said the man, the myth, the Reddit legend.
Oh, God.
Listen, man. It's a good intro for you.
It's a terrible intro. Not only that, I didn't make a single penny from the Reddit videos I did.
What do you mean? Apparently it's so successful that Blair accused somebody of botting their channel, dude. It's worth it.
Oh man, I am so excited to talk about Blair. I have thoughts and opinions.
I have a lot of thoughts and opinions, dude. Oh, this is gonna go great.
I'm somewhat of an incel myself.
You know, I'm one of an incel. I have something to show you, Diesel. I want to start this stream off properly. We're gonna go back in time. I think it's time for the chat to see the whole video, the entire video, the poop video. Have you seen this yet, Diesel?
I have seen the poop video. I have been blessed. I got files on top of files, quoting the legendary Keemstar.
Yeah, the legendary Keemstar got files on top of files.
This being one of the videos. You know the whole well, she makes a joke about her feces in this video, and like it's a joke I've heard before, so I forget where she stole it from. But
oh god, this video is like internet legend. It's like total internet legend. I started off my stream last time with a short clip, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to show this, but now I need a laugh before we get into the fucking that video, dude. Can I just be honest? I'm gonna get started on that. The apology video is ass. I think it's ass.
No, I think it's ass too, but if you're not like familiar with the lore or like any of the characters, or if you like don't do the work and like actually go out and do your job and talk to people, then obviously you're gonna come away with a very different interpretation of it, right? But you
Obviously.
know, I talk to people close to the situation in private, and this drama is not only not done. Oh, we haven't seen the final shot fired.
Of course, it's gonna escalate. Obviously, they have Click that's making a video. I know Wonder's making a video. This is going to continue on for like a solid couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
This is a small footnote, chat. We are documenting this entire story for you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I want to start off by reviewing Blair's poop video because I think it's fucking hilarious. God,
Hi guys, so
Good
welcome
intro.
back to my channel.
it's a very nice intro.
Okay, so my sister didn't like really think I was ready to tell this story, and it's kind of
Why is your sister trying to tell you that you can't talk about your own poop videos? What is this?
I like that she ran the poop video by someone else first. The other person was like, "The world's not ready for this," and then she did it anyway.
Yeah,
she got outside opinions on it.
Imagine your sister's just like, hey, maybe not make this video. And she's like, no, it's such a good video. I have to say something. I have to let the public know about what I've done in the bathroom. It needs to be said.
That poor man. His bathroom was blown up.
That shit was destroyed.
embarrassing, but it just happened. And girls don't talk about their shit, their poops, right? Well, I'm gonna talk about my poops because this is a story about poop. So I have
Such confidence. Blair, why would you delete this? You were so
Everybody
confident.
poops.
Everybody
poops.
Women poop, men poop, all the things in between poop. It's okay, Blair. Don't be afraid to talk about your poop. Why did you delete this? It's gold, Blair.
this guy that came over for the weekend for my birthday, and he stayed like in my room in my house, obviously, right? So this whole weekend though, like, or the past weekend I guess is when this really happened, but whatever. We drank a lot, we ate a lot of like bad foods, like unhealthy, like junk foods, you know.
That might be the reason why your shit was the size of a baby arm. That might
Oh
be the
my
reason
god.
why.
The whole like baby arm joke, like you say it once and it's like it's funny, but then like the more you repeat it, the weirder it sounds.
Well,
like
of course.
she repeats it a lot in this, and it just makes it like it takes it from funny to creepy like really fast.
Imagine recording yourself and then listening it back to edit. You just hear yourself go, "Yeah, it was like the size of a baby arm. I had to reach in there."
It's like the fat. Well, she's gonna go over what she does, but it's pretty insane.
Thank you, Pigeon, for getting us started on the two, bro.
Whatever. And I didn't drink enough water. So I am like 50% sure the reason the story is even existing is because of not drinking water. So drink water, because this story is about to be a life lesson for you. I forgot, I think it was Sunday. So we woke up and whatever, played games, and we decided we were all gonna go out to breakfast to go get some food. And
I'm speeding.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. And sometimes, you know, when you go to the bathroom, like the unexpected poops show up and you just thought you were going there to piss, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, shitting out Mona Lisa's arm.
I love the description. It's very, it speaks to me as the viewer because I know what it's like to have unexpected shit. Thank you so much for the breakdown. I love that so much. It's like, you know what it's like, you know, and I know when you have to go take a piss, you just have the unexpected shit. It's so relatable. I'm enjoying this video, Blair. Why would you take this down? It's so good.
And you're like, I don't know what happened here, but here we are. So I've never had this problem before. And it was like a big fucking turn. Like this thing was like a baby arm on steroids. Like I really thought
I can't listen to that, Diesel.
That's like once, twice, like she described it as like Mona Lisa. All right, you had the Da Vinci Code of shits, but like, how detailed are you gonna get with describing it? But then she describes it the same way every time.
It's just a baby arm on steroids. Oh my god.
Like my brother, like, oh man, damn Blair, get some fucking fiber in your diet, some something. Like, oh man.
Diesel is a health connoisseur. The man knows what he's talking about, Blair. You need to have some fiber.
No, well, like she's gonna talk about like fucking trying to shove it down the toilet.
That's the best part. We haven't even gotten to that yet.
It potentially like ripped my asshole in like, I don't know, like I had 2 assholes or something. I don't know. Like there was like, it was huge. I'm looking at it and I don't even see the hole for the toilet to like, you know, where it sucks all the shit down. Literally, it was gone. Like it was literally just looking at a big straight fucking log, and
The description.
and I didn't even see the hole, so I knew the poop wouldn't go. Okay, and I have this guy over, and I like dig him and shit, and I'm like, oh my god, he can't see this poop, and he like was like, hey, can I use your bathroom? And I'm like, oh god, I'm in here.
Imagine being in her position. Just picture that. You have like a girl. Let's reverse roles. You have a girl over. You took a massive shit, the size of what you would call a baby arm. And there's a girl there, and they're like, yeah, I have to use your bathroom. And you're like, no, like you have to yell at them, like, don't go in the bathroom, don't do that.
No, sorry, I left a massive shit in there. You can't go in. You can't see it. It'll ruin your opinion of me.
How could she do Hugh Neutron? How could she do this with a straight face? I don't know, Jimbo. I don't know.
Panicking, so you know, I did what any normal person would do in this situation. So I took a bunch of the toilet papers and I tried to pick the poop up with my hands.
Wait, hold on, pause. What normal person's first instinct is to pick up their feces to try and like renegotiate it through the hole? What kind of person does that?
But like,
that's fucking disgusting.
I don't think I've ever grabbed my shit before. I don't think
Dude,
I've ever done that.
Okay, short story, right? So I have IBS, right? And in order to get that tested, I had to like poop on a sheet, right? And then I had to use a small shovel to shovel the feces into like a little bucket to mail off to like the feces study factory or whatever. And it was the most disgusting thing ever. I was like fucking puking.
Why would you share that? Why would you share that?
Well, this is a real thing when you have IBS. Like you got to go through that shit, you know? Like this is a fucking problem. Like they thought I had bowel cancer, so I was willing to do whatever, you know?
Okay. At least you have the excuse of thinking.
Yeah, but if you have IBS, you know, that's something you got to go through, you know? So
yeah, I get it.
that helped me get the diagnosis, but it's not like there is no chance in hell I'm picking up my feces for some fucking broad. It's not happening.
You know what's the worst part? Is that she didn't say that she put on gloves.
No, she just you know, made a big old clump of toilet paper and fucking went down. Like, well, what is there, no plunger in her house? What is there, no like scrubby thing? You know, like there are tools for this, Blair. You know, break it up.
Yeah, we're humans. We invented tools for a reason. Holy shit, this is great.
And so I thought it would be just like, you know, a piece of wood, and you just like, you know, just like pick it up, and I was gonna like put it in the trash can because I have those little baby trash can bags, and I was gonna take the trash out. Like, no big deal. Like, haha, I'm just cleaning the bathroom. It broke in half in the toilet. So, and then it like slides back down. So now there's poo stains like embedded into the toilet, like skid marks. So now, like.
What you don't have a single brush to clean this? Damn bitch, you live like this. I mean, we have examples of damn bitch you live like this.
Oh yeah, we got.
Sorry.
Do you see that there's new photos that got put out?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
There is like evidence of my poo duty gone wrong, and I'm in this bathroom freaking out, and it's like dead silent in there, and I can hear him in the bedroom, and it's dead silent. I'm like, oh my god, he can hear everything through this door. I have just shit a baby arm out, and now I broke it in half, and it made shit stains down the side of the toilet. Now I'm torn. Because now half of the mammoth baby arm is in the trash can, and the other half is in the toilet, surrounded by skid marks, and this dude is right outside my door. So, I mean, what any natural person does, I go, hey, let's go out and get breakfast. And he was like, what happened? And I go, oh, I accidentally tried to flush some tampons down the toilet. And he's like,
the ultimate lie.
That's a pretty good cover story, but you know, she's going through so much effort for this guy.
Did they stay together?
It's
I feel
not,
like
it's not worth it.
I feel like it's just a dude that was over. It doesn't even sound like a boyfriend.
It's not worth it. I mean, Blair's old videos definitely indicate she has like some problems with fellas, but
damn, why is she telling people about this? I don't know, Tim. I don't know. Apparently, it was a good story time video. It got past her sister. You know, you have to have people review your videos.
Reddit poop scissors. No, this is literally like something Justin Wang would cover. Like,
I'm pretty sure if Wang had this back in the day, you would fucking love this.
this is a famous poop story.
This is a great,
Absolutely.
this is a great poop story. This is top 10 anime arcs of poop stories.
It's like kind of clogged. I'm like, yeah, just I threw whole tampons right in there, just poop. And he's like, you're on your period? I was like, yeah, yes, yeah, I'm on my period. That's why there's tampons in the toilet right now, and that's why the toilet won't flush. So we got to breakfast, and breakfast is good or whatever. In the back of my head, I'm thinking when I come home, I'm gonna have to fight like this baby arm that is still in the toilet. It's been taking a lot of steroids. Shit was pumped.
Bro, she left it in there the whole day, bro.
I love how she goes, it was full of steroids, I was pumped. This video is gold! It's gold! How can you
Brown
delete
dynamite
this?
here.
It is literal brown dynamite. This is amazing. You don't flush tampons down the toilet. I'm a guy and I know that. Yes, it's called a lie, Dark Mage.
I get back home and I start to walk over to talk to my sister about something, and then I like hear him going towards the bathroom, and I'm like, no, don't you fucking go in there. And he was like, why? I'm like, the tampons, duh. Like, there's tampons in the toilet. And he's like, no, it's no big deal. I'm like, no, do not go in that bathroom. You don't understand what is in that bathroom. Because I know what's in that bathroom. It's in the fucking trash can. Part of it is in the trash can, and part of it is leaving marks. Fuck you. I just got a Snapchat, I'm so sorry. Part of it is in the—
Why would you leave that in the cut? I know, I'm like autistically focusing on shit in videos now. You know what I mean? Like when people leave in unnecessary shit for no fucking reason. Like I know this was years ago and I can't fault her for it, but still, like there's a part of me that's like, why didn't you just reshoot that part? Like why?
The production value on this fecal story time video is not up to my standards.
It's not up to my standard. I don't need random fucking Snapchat notifications going off.
Fucking trash can, and part of it is leaving fucking skid marks showing its goddamn victory in the toilet, and I'm here fucking losing my shit. Like, oh my god, well, ha, I already lost my shit. And I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna see this baby muscle turd. So I like run in there really fucking fast.
What a description, this baby muscle turd.
My brother.
I will read all super chats and memberships during the halfway point, guys.
Snatch up that toilet real quick, and I'm in there with a plunger, fucking crying, and I'm like plunging this fucker so hard with the door shut, and he's just like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Water's like splashing everywhere, it's like on my legs. I like feel disgusting now because there's baby arm turd on there. There's baby arm turd in the plunger itself because I just had to like push it in there, you know, kind of like make it stew or something, like I don't know. So it finally flushes. I take the little baby trash can out, and he's like, oh, are you okay in there? I'm like, yeah. And he comes in to like brush his teeth, and I see his nose like, you know, shrivel up because he can smell my lies that there were no tampons in the toilet at all. And he just kind of like looked at me.
This poor dude, and she probably had to look at him and be like, you know what? She probably described it to him like she's describing this video. She's like, I shit out a baby arm. I know you know.
It wouldn't have been such a big deal if she was just straight up with the guy. I don't think most dudes would care that much.
They just be like, yeah, you took a massive shit, so
yeah,
what?
you took a massive shit. Like, yeah, you're human.
To be honest, the dude would probably be like, damn, how big?
Okay, well, that would be a little sussy, but...
And didn't say anything, and I think it was for the best. Yeah, I think I definitely like pooped the biggest poop of my life. Of course, it had to happen during like my birthday weekend when I had somebody over, so you know, it had to come at the most inconvenient times for me. So, of course. So that is my lovely poop story, I guess. Kinda hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe.
Imagine liking and subscribing for this video.
It's relatable. She's a girl boss.
It's so relatable. You know what's fucked? And I saw it in chat, and I agree. There was somebody in chat that said, why does she sound more excited about talking about the poop than she does her own content now?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of vibe with that. That's a solid point out. I'm not even gonna joke. Like, what? I didn't even think about that.
Blair's. So I have an assessment on Blair's personality, right? Well, I have a lot of opinions on it, and it's just my opinions, right? But she used to work as a dancer, right?
What kind of dancer?
I the adult kind, right? And like you can picture the kind of like environment that workplace is, right?
Right.
So you know them girls that go into the back room, they're like getting ready and all that shit, and they're all talking mad shit, right? And Blair's like the queen bee type, right? Where she needs to be in like control of the back room type deal. So she's like real bitchy with the other women, blah blah blah.
So
She's like trying to
would she be
claim her
considered the
stake.
bottom? Would she be considered the bottom bitch or the top bitch?
No. Okay, first of all, I didn't call her a whore. There's a difference.
Well, I didn't do that either.
But
You're assuming by what I'm meaning by that. That's
okay.
you.
Okay. Well, yeah, listen, she was a stripper, right? So like, she's in that back room, and they're like all trying to like get one ups on each other, and that's who she is, right?
Yeah.
Because that kind of world, it's a lot more catty. There's a lot of them that are like real bitchy. Like I have friends who are strippers, and some of them like the places they've worked, some bitches have been like that.
True.
And Blair just gives me the vibe that she is that person.
I get the vibe too that she's really in depth on that stuff, and she's like definitely there. I want to start off with something. I want to address something before we get into the video, Diesel. I may or may not have gotten some screenshots of Blair's Discord. I'm not in there. I'm not going to say who went in there, but Blair's Discord, based on the coverage from Augie and the quote unquote vitriolic response from the YouTube community, has led to some pretty interesting conversation here. Let's read this over real quick because I want to address this right in the ass. Let's see here. Like, okay, I am stretching to also say that some of it felt like classic misogyny. Like a lot of the claims about how she ruined the milk channel or the groomer in someone's Discord means she was trying to take over their clearly much larger channel. I don't know, going off vibes here, so I can't point to a specific case. So apparently, and this is one, apparently there's a lot of conversations like this, but this is the one that has been isolated, right? They're saying that everyone who has been calling out Blair is seeped in misogyny. Who cover Blair. I'd like to express right now, Diesel is not a misogynist. He's very
no. I love women.
Yeah, he loves women too much.
No, well, the thing is, let's be real. This conversation was always going to happen, right?
Oh yeah.
Blair has nothing really to bring to the table.
No.
So it's going to end up being identity politics. She has a very political audience, but they're like political in like the faux like social activist type of person, right?
Right.
So you're gonna see that type of bullshit. But like, let's be real. If anybody makes a video on Blair, her audience is the type of audience to galvanize and like say the most ridiculous, heinous, completely fake shit that Blair would definitely prop up. I mean, she has a history of deleting negative comments against that, but
yeah, but her subreddit's the most police subreddit I've seen. Like all those comments, because all those comments I saw yesterday, most of them are gone. Like most of the Illuminaughtii Reddit comments are gone. We might dig through those for fun. Let's see here.
Make no mistake, right? Like Blair's position that she is in now is a direct result of her actions in the past, right? If you're going around generating no positive will or no good like faith charity with anybody that you interact with, of course people aren't going to give you the benefit of the doubt, even if you are being 100% truthful, which I don't think she is.
Yeah,
so it's like, why are you going to just trust her on her word?
She hasn't done anything to show that there's trust to be even made there or even be met halfway on if their history is constantly like this. And then they randomly call out somebody because they had to defend their editors, which is ridiculous. Why don't you vet the claim first before you make a public spectacle about it? I hate it. I am sorry if I hurt them, and I hope they move on like adults. None of our communities like this. No one is cheering for this. I am. It's kind of funny.
You know, in quiet, if it was somebody else in the hot seat, she'd be like totally for it.
It's almost like what happened.
100%.
It's almost like what happened with the Slazo thing.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, crazy, right? It's almost like she has a history of if someone else is in the hot seat, she'll jump on this. But when it comes to her, you can't criticize Blair. You're not allowed to do that. Let's see here. Let's get into the video, Diesel. Let's get into the video. I'm excited about this one. Oh. So on a scale of 1 to 10 for YouTuber apologies, Diesel, with your long, extensive history on this platform, how would you rate this?
I mean, we have this like problem where we're starting to stretch out apologies into feature-length videos. I don't know what's a good versus a bad apology anymore. I'd have to pull up the official tier list.
There's an right, there is an official tier list.
I need to craft a tier list. We have a couple of good ones this year. We have the horrendous Mizkif apology video. There was a Quite's apology video. Yeah, there was a couple this year, but this one's pretty mid, honestly.
This one's like, if I had to give it like a legitimate rating, probably like a 4 out of 10. If I'm being perfectly honest, solid 4. Solid 4. I think it's a lot of deflection, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Hey everyone. Well, there's no really fun or interesting way to start this conversation, so you guys know what you're here for, and I'm just gonna jump into it the way I know how to. So I'm sure, as all of you know, many things have been said about me in the past week and a half-ish, and I'm someone who often doesn't speak my side of things, and
that's why things keep getting out of control, Blair. It's good that you're doing it now, but that's why it gets out of control, is because you don't engage with the bullshit. Like, come on, man. Jesus Christ.
Something that's also been noted. Just for kind of full transparency in this, I'm going to be working from some of like my notes that I've written to accomplish 2 main things. The first is mainly to keep me on track with the subject matter and off of tangents. I know I like to go off on tangents and talk about various topics all the time, but this is not that time. The second reason is really just to keep my emotions in check. A lot of the things that I'm going to talk about in the most of this video, to be totally honest with you, are things kind of from the past. They involve old friends, people that I used to consider close friends and I used to trust and really enjoy spending time with, and kind of reopening a lot of these wounds is really painful. It's really uncomfortable, and it's not something I ever thought I would ever have to speak about, especially not in this kind of way. After a few days of self-reflection and really thinking about what I want to say and how I want to talk about these things, I think now is the right time.
The same day that she dropped the behind-the-scenes apology to Legal. Sure. I actually want to pull that up real quick for you guys. I don't know if she's blocked me yet. I always fuck up spelling this lady's name. Holy crap. She has like the worst name on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a pretty long name.
It's like the most annoyingly spelled name on planet fucking Earth. Let's see here. Because I want to see the apology real quick. Okay, so this is why I already didn't like the apology, if I'm being perfectly honest, guys. It's how the wording of this. Like, I understand I'm being nitpicky on an apology, but I didn't like how it was presented. To Legal Eagle, although I have apologized privately, I would like to do so now publicly. I'm sorry for making editing style claims that were inaccurate. I jumped the gun. Thought hastily. That should have been messaged to you privately to hash things out. I am sorry. Let's go back here. Where was the one that she's just like, there was another part she's like, I have to defend my editors or whatever. Or just something along those lines, right?
That might have been in her like long rant.
Yeah, I think that might have been in the longer
she took
longer.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just don't like that it just comes across to me a little convenient that she does this apology and then makes a video like right after that.
The wording of this says, I'm sharing this publicly because my hand was forced by people saying shit online. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah. I mean, some people might be more charitable, but you know, she doesn't get that from me. It just doesn't happen.
Well, she hasn't earned any sort of charitability, at least from her historical standpoint, on how she's handled situations like these before, and then never gave anyone else charitability until she got found out and then criticized the absolute shit. It's like a recurring thing with her. Let's see here.
To be perfectly honest, I'm feeling pretty vulnerable to have this conversation with so many people and so publicly, especially since some of the things that I'm going to talk about today are really personal and things in my private life that should have never become content fodder. So let me try something new today, and I'm going to address these issues. Now, before we get into debunking many false statements that have been made about me, I want to start with an apology.
I love how she starts off immediately insinuating that everything has been false. Right? Like putting already that seed of doubt aspect, being like, everything's false. It doesn't come across like there's taking accountability in that aspect. It's just like, this is all false. right?
It's like she did a Reddit group channel, right?
Right.
And a lot of those group channels fell apart because of internal like beefing, right?
Right.
And to put the onus on any one party is, a little disingenuous. But the way that Blair presents it here, she tries to like present herself as a victim. Where I think we were having a private conversation about this, but I describe it like the Godfather complex kind of thing,
Mhm.
where it's like, look at all the things I have done for you.
Yeah.
And now, in response, you do this to me. You're lucky I don't do it worse to you now, kind of thing. And that's how
Yeah.
it kind of reads when we get into the sad milk stuff in here.
Well, yeah, the sad milk stuff is rough, and especially the wonder stuff. The wonder stuff, I was shocked by like half of the shit that was put in here.
I have apologized privately to Legal Eagle the day after this incident occurred, though I have not been publicizing that until right now. Maybe this is something I should have said sooner, but I needed the time to think through the events that have preceded. And for those unaware, a short story. My editors came to me about how parts of a Legal Eagle video looked similar to our videos. And then there were messages and an email from one of Legal Eagle's editors asking for more information about how we do certain effects. I looked at the compared images that were brought to me and I said, wow, that does look pretty similar. And
how do you discern that it's plagiarism then when everybody does this? Every fucking person that does documentary style videos use torn pieces of paper and highlighting. How do you immediately assume that is your work? That's why I'm so confused how it's like, I saw these things and I was like, yeah, that's pretty close. What?
What's really funny about it is that editors share tips and tricks and all this shit all the time. I mean, there's an entire YouTube community built around that. It's completely normal for editors from other YouTubers to reach out and share information like this.
It's almost
So
like
her response is like really weird.
It's weird, and it's almost like everybody that works with each other, YouTube ascends to another level, right? Like every time somebody learns something new, another YouTuber is born. That person passes their stuff on, and it just continuously escalates from there, where everybody's going in and basically lifting each other up. So I don't understand why there's an immediate vitriolic reaction to somebody being like, hey, these things look kind of similar. Okay, it's editing style. It's not like they're ripping off one for one of your content. It's just an editing style. It's a fucking frame. Like, who cares?
and I impulsively posted about it on Twitter.
Yes.
Honestly, I should have
the word impulsive is so important, chat, that you need to understand about Blair.
this more instead of just putting the information out there the second I had a gut reaction about it. I should have asked him what the emails were about, but I didn't, and I made a mistake, and plain and simple, I was wrong. So to Legal Eagle and team, I just want to reiterate that I messed up, and I'm sorry for any stress this may have caused you, and of course to your team. I know I apologized privately and removed the tweets with that apology, and I'm now publicly sharing that information with all of you. And I want to extend that apology to my audience and to listeners who are disappointed in me for this, because I'm also disappointed in myself. It was a quick-drawn decision.
That is the most YouTuber apology of all time. I'd like to apologize to the listeners and apologize to myself.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
All I hear is the Logan Paul apology now. I've made a very continuous lapse in my judgment. I have let everyone down. I created another apocalypse. Oh god, I just hear it now.
And it wasn't thought out. I promise to do better. Now, as we continue in this video, I do want to give you a heads up that there will be trigger warnings for various sections as needed. I also want to go ahead and let you know that I will be providing a public Google Drive containing any and all relevant information that I will address in this video, similar to how I provide a source document for every episode of mine.
Oh, we have that document, Diesel. It's gonna be fun.
Oh,
Let's start with the first accusation and go from there. After Legal Eagle responded in his tweets, there was another tweet that arose in tandem to this situation. And that tweet was made by another YouTuber called HBomberGuy. And this YouTuber is someone who also creates longer form content. As someone who creates this type of content and researches various topics, the main thing to keep in mind is the source material used. Things like articles, interviews, videos, documentaries, academic essays, and so on and so forth. As video essayists, this is a core concept to both Harris and
This is the thing. This person is very high up in the food chain from my understanding of their community. Am I incorrect on that statement?
Yeah, breadtuber royalty, H-bomber guy.
Yeah, so if HBomberGuy is coming down on you and being like, hey, what you did isn't good, that's essential to like a larger commentary channel. Like if you were to like put Keemstar in that height, you know, or like an example Augie did last night was like, imagine if iDubbbz came out and just started shitting on you. That's the equivalent, you know, back in the day, obviously, not now. but that's the equivalent of someone like that shitting on you. If that person calls you out, the whole community is going to look at that and go, what the fuck is going on over here? H-Bomber is the big cheese of bread tube. Thank you.
And myself. Before I get into the accusation itself, I want to address the topic of plagiarism. And that word has been tossed around a ton, and it's not something to be taken lightly. And I just want to take a minute to define this word. On screen...
Okay,
This is so funny. I hate this. Continue.
No, this is exactly what Nick DiOrio used to do. He's like, doxing's defined as she stole from Nick. That's exactly what doxing is defined as.
You know, when you work in the academic world, you need to be very careful about how you cite your sources and be very like clear and apparent about that, right?
Yeah.
And she'll basically explain that she didn't cite her sources properly, but she does show like quotes in the clip, and you can see those quotes in the clip that H Bomber guy showed, and I'm looking. I downloaded that, and she only quoted it one time, but other times she just didn't like note that she was reading it word for word.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
so it's
my
like,
issue is the word for word.
If I don't cite that is me quoting word for word the entire time, it looks like I am plagiarizing because I'm not doing the work on the back end to like leave a footnote or leave a proper like fucking MLA citation. You know, you get in trouble for that stuff in like the academic world, even though you didn't intend to do plagiarism. That's considered plagiarism by a lot of like professors and academics.
Yeah, because like an example is what I studied back in college, physical anthropology and evolutionary anthropology. You have to cite like constantly. And if you're using somebody else's work, you need to literally say citation point in quotation brackets from this specific source. These exact words were used by that person, because if you didn't, it would basically be you using that information and saying, well, I found this information. It literally covers up the fact that you aren't being full force honest about where you got the information from and give proper credit. Now, Blair, like you said, did show some form of crediting, but not using the words to quote this specific documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's being really pedantic by giving like the definition. I'm also being pedantic by talking about why quotations are important. But like, but you know, she was pedantic about the editing style. I can be pedantic.
Yeah, I was about to say she's the one who started going down this rabbit hole of nitpicking shit first. So like, we're obviously gonna nitpick the nitpicks.
Are definitions for the word plagiarism as defined by Merriam-Webster, dictionary.com, and the University of Oxford.
I half expected her to like pull up Wikipedia when I saw this the first time.
That top left definition for plagiarism is horrible. She shouldn't have even included it. Plagiarism, the act or instance of plagiarizing.
Whoever edited
Did she even read it?
Dude, whoever edited this video for her, you gotta get fired, bro. Like, what is this? An act or instance of plagiarism. Yes, thank you. I needed the plural version of fucking plagiarism. Fucking love that.
I'm showing multiple sources defining plagiarism, but the overall definition is going to boil down to this. Plagiarism is to take someone else's idea as their own or to not credit the source. With that definition being clearly identified, let's go ahead and take a look at what Harris brought to the Twitter table. Harris posted this video saying, and I quote, "Personally, at Illuminaughtii, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying someone else's documentary directly into your script." End quote. However, in his own video, he shows where I'm audibly quoting a direct line from the documentary, and even visually you can see it on the screen with the quotation marks. Additionally, you can even see the dual ellipses on either end of that quote, indicating that more of that source was being cited. When you go to my source...
But it wasn't like the majority of that. She didn't emphasize that until a specific point versus the actual beginning of that and using that reference all the way through and through. It was one specific point. And I think...
I don't know why she just didn't play the audio from the documentary if it was like...
Like, why not?
Made it very clear. Yeah, just do that.
Yeah, why not?
Page for this particular episode, you can also see that the documentary is listed as a source. It has been 3 years since I posted this episode, and I've been really grateful to be able to continually learn and grow with time. Since then, I've learned to be much more overt and obvious with citations, something that may not have been perfectly clear to me 3 years ago. I apologize for the oversight of not making that quote more clear. At the time of recording, it was really obvious to me that it was a citation of the documentary, especially in full context of that section of my video, because that section was wholly dedicated to Brian Deere's work. And for some clarification, I would like to provide both you and Harris with the script that I was working off of. It will be available in the Google Drive. While I believe emphasizing the key...
Oh god, fuck you, computer. Every time. I'm gonna bring it down to 720 and see if that's gonna fix it. Sometimes the YouTube player just fucking acts
phrase
out
of the
for
quote
me.
about stop children was, and still is, very important to point out. The quote should have...
Bro! I hate this shit so much sometimes. Like I'm being perfectly honest. Whenever YouTube fucks with me like this, it's not even like my shit. I've checked it.
Gonna take on real lawyer and hope to get no backlash. That didn't go too well, did
section
it?
was wholly
Yeah, no, you don't go up against a lawyer on YouTube and hope to win.
dedicated to Brian Deere's work. And for some clarification, I would like to provide both you and Harris with the script that I was working off of. It will be available in the Google Drive. While I believe emphasizing the key phrase of the quote about stopping injections on autistic children was, and still is, very important to point out, the quote should have been fully displayed on screen. This was certainly a poor editing choice, and it's an editing style that I no longer utilize, but it's most certainly not plagiarism. But with that being said, I still want to take accountability where it's needed, so I still would like to apologize.
I think the stream is lagging. Hold on.
L.
You
You guys gotta donate to Chris so that way he can afford better internet.
Bro, I pay for like super high level internet. I do. It's fucking annoying. Like I pay good fucking money for this dog shit. I'm gonna go scream at my roommate and see if he's fucking downloading something. Are we good? All right, I think we're good.
Apologize for this citation not being made more clear visually in that video.
Oh my god.
L.
Dude, this is so fucking annoying.
Harris, I am also someone who takes plagiarism seriously.
This is so fucking aggravating. Okay, I have a better idea. Fuck this. Give me a second. I'm gonna try something. Cause this is just getting annoying. I feel like Tommy C right now. I feel like fucking Tommy. Media player needs to work now. Is it not going to?
Hey everyone. Well,
There we go. Perfect. We have a saved copy, boys. We have a saved copy. I'm a fucking genius.
I would like to provide both you and Harris with the script that I was working off of. It will be available in the Google Drive. While I believe emphasizing the key phrase of and entertaining, source quoted on screen,
Here we go,
it's
got it.
also cited in the sources list, which again, I will provide in the Google Drive. As
You edit this video on a
more
phone?
seasoned video essayist now, I've been lucky.
I feel like that's what it looks like, right? Like they
It
clicked
looks
through.
like she edited this on a phone.
Yeah, right? It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do it this way?
that I'm able to continue learning how to showcase facts and other relevant materials in an interesting and educational way. And I'm really excited that I get to continue doing that. I'd like to think that in the last 3 years, myself and my team have grown to create better content that is educational and entertaining, and this is clearly an example of how we have improved since that time. I have nothing but love for everyone on my team.
But that doesn't change the... This is my issue, right? It doesn't change the criticism that there was, at one point, you doing that. And that was being pointed out by the individual and being like, hey, you did this a while ago. Why are you saying Legal Eagle is plagiarizing? And now it's turned into, well, we've changed a lot. Okay, does that change the fact that you were allowed to call out Legal Eagle in the first place? No. That's how I look at
those
it.
in glass houses. Plus, it wasn't there another YouTuber she accused of plagiarizing her work a while ago, and it was completely false. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I remember
There was like,
I remember the r/ stuff where she said that he was subbotting his channel potentially and swatted her at one point.
we might be missing fuck, what was it? Cruel World Happy Mind.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
Cruel World Happy Mind. Cruel World
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
Mind reached out to her and said this video is really close to my video, and then fucking Illuminaughtii and her had a beef. That's how I remember it.
From editors, writers, artists, and even some of the not so fun kind of clerical duties like payroll. I'm always going to have their back, even if sometimes things slip through the cracks. We're a team.
You should be a lot more like, hey, are you certain this is what you're saying it is? Like, yes, you could have your team's back. I'm not shitting on you for that, right? I don't shit on anybody for teams. But if your team comes to you with something and they're like, hey, we might have a situation where somebody's plagiarizing us. Okay, let me review it. Let me reach out to that person, do all this stuff behind the scenes first. And if I am certain about it, then I'll say something publicly. Why jump the gun almost instantly? I know you should trust your team, but maybe not trust them with something going up against another YouTuber that is a lawyer. You know, like, how don't you think of like the optics of the situation in that moment? That's how I think about it. My brain is fucking busted thinking about stupid shit like that.
Of people who make human mistakes. We're going to continue to improve content as the years continue, and we'll always be able to learn and improve from the past.
Oh god, the sad milk part. This is where the video gets rough, guys.
Before I address any one person individually, I want to kind of cover everything in a general and broader scope regarding Sad Milk. Sad Milk was a collaboration channel started by 6 friends in 2020. It was kind of essentially group Reddit readings and just looking at cringe things online and reacting to it. It was no big deal on the surface. This channel and this project was just meant to be something goofy, easy, and kind of cringy, but a shared channel that we could all get a kick out of. It was just supposed to be a bunch of friends hanging out, reacting to funny images, and just having a good time.
Okay, she
together.
says that, but then she's like the fucking bureaucratic manager of this.
That's the
you
part
know,
that
keeping
I
it all
understand.
like big professional bullshit.
I'm not joking. I've listened to this video maybe 3 times. And I still, like, the minute you said that I was thinking that the entire time. It was like, wait a minute. It was supposed to be a fun channel where nobody cared. It's whatever. You know, you guys have your own channels, doing your own art, doing your own content. And this was like a fun side project for you guys. Why was there so much drama for a fun side project that nobody, quote unquote, cared about? And it was supposed to be a fun thing where we just make funny reactions to things. Why was it so tumultuous? Why did you have to put yourself in a position of power in the first place? That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't understand why there was that situation in the first place if it's supposed to be something fun for you and your friends.
See, that's why I say she's like a queen bee type of personality. She needs to have some managerial oversight on anything to feel valued, and that gets brought up further as we get into this. But you know, I think she's like talking out her ass when she says she needs to be able to like organize the times, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other thing. Like when I did Reddit Crew, we had so many members that it would be okay if one of us missed videos, you know, or like somebody was asleep.
Yeah.
You know, so we kept it like really loose so that way people didn't like murder each other.
It was probably a bit more of a healthier environment because you're not trying to force times on people down people's throats, and it was more organic.
Yeah, it kept it more organic. You're not making it like a business. Now, if you're using it like a business, sure, go ahead, but you need to make that decision up front. And clearly, she wanted to be a business, and other people didn't.
It seems like that, especially from the way they've described it. We're gonna go over the Twitlongers to be in tandem. So like when she gets to like click and everybody's, we're gonna read their stuff to get their perspective in her video.
I mean, the channel
She does not
name was
do that
literally called
very
Sad
well.
Milk, so it wasn't really something that anyone was taking too seriously. Discussing Sad Milk now in current day is always a little bit bittersweet for me. It was a fun project among friends that turned sour. The issues I'm about to address cost me some of my closest friends at that time. When the Sad Milk channel was formed, I initially took the lead and I made the channel, I made the Discord, I got my mods from my server to help run the new Discord. I hired and managed video editors
she's
to
like, I
help us
took the
produce.
lead, I managed, blah blah blah, all
Yeah.
that shit.
That's literally off the bat.
That's off the bat, and she does that all the time. Like, there are other examples of her doing that in the past, and then she runs an entire fucking team for her content. She likes being a manager. There's nothing wrong with being like that bureaucrat type, but she clearly gets some like weird fucking high off of it. I don't like get
Right.
off on having an employee. I have a responsibility to pay those people.
My
Like-
issue is that somebody like this, when they want to be in a position of power, right, they feel powerful and will do things that they feel like they're in control of. Like an example is like when she deleted Tommy's videos, when she had managerial controls because she got pissed off that somebody made a fat joke about fucking Ricochet. Like this person obviously, and from history, not just this one incident like some fucking people keep saying, Their history shows a pattern of them being in control. That control is used in a negative way to affect other people. Now, whether you want to constitute that as abuse, that could be debated. But to be honest, in my definition, if somebody's in a position of power and they are making shit difficult for people, it comes across as abusive. In her case, especially with Tommy, even though Tommy was in control, she had admin status and deleted everything because she got pissed off over a fat joke when she was okay with the fat jokes against him first. So this air of like Blair made a mistake here. No, it's a recurring situation. It's not just a one-time event with Legal Eagle. It's like fucking year. How many years is this ongoing now? 3, 4?
4 years, about, yeah.
4 years of this shit. And she's like fallen off of like everyone's radar because she like changed the political shit. Nobody fucking cares about that stuff. So nobody was paying attention. And now she's still doing the same shit she's been doing for 4 fucking years.
You know, Blair is going to be very nice to her employees and say she cares about them right up until the moment they want to unionize. And then all of a sudden, she's not going to be that person anymore.
Imagine they're all just like, you know what? We're going to unionize. Fuck this shit. Blair just goes on like a full-blown like communism revolution of the channel, and she's like, I am in control. You cannot unionize. There's no such thing as committees.
Or content. I was the one who was sourcing the topics and files for each video, and I was the one who had set the schedules for recording too. The reality of the situation was this: with creators in different time zones, it was logistically pretty hard to get everyone together at one place in one time. We tried to do it organically multiple times, but unfortunately someone would always end up missing from the recordings. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that goes into—
But were you hoping to constantly get everyone in the recordings? Why not just say, hey, he's not able to make it, let's record a video without him? Like, why do you need to have all those people there? What's the point? Isn't it supposed to be a fun channel and not a business? Isn't that—
Also, can you pull up the timesheet again, like scroll back a little bit?
Yeah, I want to see that again. I was actually looking at something. I saw something that was unusual. Do you see how the click just doesn't have anything?
Yeah. And this will come up when they get into the pedophile allegations, because of course this story has that.
Of course. When somebody calls you out, you obviously need to bring up a story about pedophilia.
They also don't have all of the Sad Milk members on here, I think, unless somebody had a name change.
One topic, Salty, Wonderstruck. Potentially somebody had a name change. I recognize Oz, I recognize the Click, and I recognize Wonderstruck.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar on Salty. I don't even think that they dropped a twit longer that I'm aware of.
No, I don't think they did, but I also don't think that's everybody. And yeah, the Click not having any time zone listed there. This doesn't look like the original timesheet is what I'm saying, but that's just I'm theory crafting now, okay?
All right, now we're listen. The minute you say theory crafting, we're going down the rabbit hole that just stop stuff. We're no longer theory crafting. No theory crafting.
I'm just saying it's a suspicious looking timesheet. That's all I'm saying.
True.
In place in one time. We tried to do it organically multiple times.
Shut up.
I would have, and I did, and I have total from the recordings.
Here we go.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes that goes into a YouTube channel, and I bore the brunt of it for this project. And it wasn't something that I was doing to have total control, as some members have suggested.
But that's how it comes across. You open it up by saying, yeah, I put myself in charge of everything. Is that not what they're saying? You took control.
Yeah, she opens with saying that she was taking a managerial approach to this.
Yeah, so what did you do? Chat, what did she do? She did what? She took control.
She even said that, what was it? In the twit longer, she apparently, according to them, said that her personality was not strong enough, so she needed to take on extra responsibility. I mean, I don't know if I'd say that's true or not. I say her personality is dog doo-doo, but you know, it's just like she's looking for an excuse to put herself in that position.
It kind of comes off that way.
I managed the schedules and the editors because it was just something that needed to be done. People weren't stepping up to the plate, and I did, and I ultimately bit off more than I could chew. It was
nobody was stepping up to the plate. I was the one in charge. I knew what I was doing because I've been in that position before. Blah, blah, blah.
It just
I had
sounds
to
like
get
a
up and
sob
do that.
story.
Fuck you.
It just sounds like a fucking sob story. It's like, well, everyone else didn't help me.
I'm the most responsible individual here.
Okay, you just let it go then. You're just like, hey guys, can we record today? No? Okay. Okay, we have to pay people. pay me now or else. You know, like
No one was stepping up to the plate, so I needed a person to do it. Oh my God! Let's all clap for Blair, everybody. She was stepping up to the plate when others didn't want to do it.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I can't wait for Jessica Pizzle to be in chat and be like, "How is this abuse?"
Honest, and I was beginning to burn out pretty quickly. Had I known how I would have been treated through this channel and afterwards, I never would have joined this project. Essentially,
Oh my
everyone in the
God.
group had two main responsibilities for Sad Milk. The first was that you had to show up to the scheduled recording, and the second was you had to pay your portion of the editor's fees as they arise. After the editors were paid, any earnings that were left in the channel were split into 6 equal pieces for each person. Since this was a project among friends, we all initially agreed to just split the earnings 6 ways, even though I was taking on some extra responsibilities. When it was time to pay the editors, I wasn't answered or told that they would just get it to me later.
Ah, okay. So let's okay, so she's talking about the click. Right? Okay. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up real quick. So this is the click's response to Blair and the fact that he didn't pay the editors, in her words. Have you seen this yet, Diesel?
I have not.
Okay. So this is the click's response to this specific situation. I'll read it out for you guys. Watching the Illuminaughtii response video at the moment, only 25 minutes in, and so far, that's not a very accurate retelling of the events. I will be making a video of my own. But for a quick address for now. I didn't pay for editors. For context, I was just a few weeks into YouTube and was drowning in paperwork since I had just set up my company. My company card that got declined for $400 payment to her for editor costs. When she sent me a reminder, I paid her from my personal account to ensure she didn't get the wrong idea, which is more expensive as you pay with NET salary instead of gross revenue. Odd thing to bring up, as it was resolved quite smoothly. She did do a lot of work on the collab channel, but that was also the role she wanted and insisted on having. It was very hard to help out, as she would not offer proper access to either the channel, editor communication, drives, you name it. We didn't also tell her to raise her cut of the channel when it became apparent she did more hours. She declined, which is something we're going to get into in a few minutes. So Diesel, how do you feel about Blair's insinuation of non-payment while the click is saying that he paid out of his own fucking pocket?
I mean, let's be real. He could literally pull up the receipt for that.
He could. He could have.
To prove his point. And I'm certain he will in the video. I can't imagine he's going to let Blair, because the click really... I mean, Blair doesn't say it, but let's talk brass tacks there. She basically accused him of harboring a pedophile, ergo, he is a pedophile, right? That's like the accusation that she insinuated.
Ergo, he allowed, in her words, ergo, he allowed an environment to breed inappropriate conversation with minors.
That yeah, and it's like the fucking what? The mod team can't, like, you know, use their judgment as mods to just ban whatever. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah,
I'm reading through it right now. Yeah. My company card got declined. So he had to pay her the editor costs. He couldn't pay the editors directly. That's really weird. You know how? Listen, once the money goes to her, I mean, it's her responsibility to pay the editors. But again, I'm not giving her any charitability here. I wouldn't trust her with the money going through her as an intermediary, right? Because one, you're accumulating all these fees in the transactions, which is stupid. Two, right, the editors might be getting paid a lower amount, and she might be taking a little bit off the top for herself because she's the one who does all the extra work on the channel, right? And she doesn't open any of it up to the rest of the members. That's just suspicious, in my personal opinion. I mean, like, okay, not to like shill my coffee company, but you know, we're like super fucking transparent about everything. There's 3 employees. The only one who is making an income is the editor. I am not making anything, but like, you got to be really open with that stuff, because you don't want people to get fucked over. Like, all that shit is open and on the table, you know, because otherwise people can easily get fucked over. Plus, this is payroll. We're not talking about like goofy ass like, oh, I'm gonna make money on a channel type bullshit.
Right, right. It's like actual people's livelihoods and shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't read these yet, and based on what we just saw from the click, I want to read this with that context. Reached the credit limit, had a bunch of outgoing stuff for the company, and Sad Milk fell on the wrong side. I will transfer as soon as I checked off the outstanding stuff when I get the paperwork in a couple of days. Sorry for the delay. Hey man, so I understand to you that Sad Milk's finances are on the back burner for you, but unfortunately that's not the case for me. The reason for that, every time someone does not pay their bill, I am the one who fronts the money. At this point, it has been almost 2 months of me waiting for a company card from you to pay Sad Milk. Although I'm not in dire financial straits, this is something that has been developing negatively in the personal sense with you. We both come from the same career backgrounds, which has an extremely heavy focus on accountability and planning, and I have had a deep respect for you in that regard because of our previous similar career paths, which is why I find this situation all the more disappointing that you are a member of Sad Milk who is suffering from an inability to rectify their account with Sad Milk. Dude, she sounds like a fucking like bank teller boss. What the fuck?
This
It's
is a
just like,
middle
hey,
manager type thing.
It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
man, I can't make the payment right now. I know it's been 2 months, but we're waiting, and I'm gonna fix it. Well, haven't you paid for it? Yeah. God, fuck. Like, I've taken a while to pay some people back, and they're usually pretty understanding because I keep up to date with them. I'll DM them and be like, hey, you can give me a week, give me a few days. Like I did it with Kat when she was working on my stuff. I was like, hey, can you give me some time? I'm gonna pay you. Same thing with Psych. I was like, hey, take your time. I'm gonna pay you, and they were very understanding to me in that moment because we're all human beings. We understand that finances and situations happen, even if it's 2 months out. I understand the frustration waiting 2 whole months to get your money back. But if somebody's saying a consistent story of like, hey, I'm getting fucked here. I want to pay with the company card. I really want to do it this way. And this person is like, well, fuck you. You have to pay now. It's annoying. It's annoying to you.
We're also missing messages here, right?
Yeah.
Because he's messaging her on 3/28/2020, and then she's responding as if 2 months have passed.
Yeah.
On 3/30/2020. So I feel like we're missing context here.
We're definitely missing something. Let's see here. At the end of the day, Sad Milk is in flow through account, but it is me at the end of the line. And although I'm not financially hurting from this, at the end of the day, okay, fuck you. From this withholding, it is causing me to distance from you because of a lack of trust that you will fulfill your obligations to the group and to me. Dude, why does that sound like some kind of fucking totalitarian boss shit? That sounds like when I used to work for my fucking MLM company. Like, what the fuck?
I don't like paying editors on contract, because let's be real, they're on contract, they're contract workers, right? If they're in America, they pay a 1090 or whatever.
Yeah.
So the taxes get taken out all at once, right?
Mhm.
I don't like the clique having to pay Blair to pay them. That really sits wrong with me.
Mhm.
There's just something really weird about that. I don't know. As a business person, I don't
little
like
weird.
that.
Let's see what the click says. Hi, yes, I'm aware, and I apologize. Wow, there you go. You got the apology right off the bat. Tell you what, I'll transfer the money from my own account and figure out the expense replacement later. I should have done so sooner. It is not fair someone else had money out of pocket because of my slow bank. I'll send it today. I never intended for Sad Milk to be a back-burning thing, and I do hope it does not leave that as a lasting impression. I am regretful that it took so long. Sad Milk was not the only expense that was put on hold for longer than I would have liked. I will make sure not to be late on anything like this in the future. I assure you this is a one-time happening. So it was all cleared up. He made the payment directly from his bank account. He just took time trying to get done because he was waiting for a corporate card situation to be cleared up. I don't understand why this is like a fucking huge issue. How is this a point against the click? He paid it. He said, I'm sorry, and made the payment. Like,
Yeah, he responded really professionally, and I honestly, she has a lot of digs in her response that are super like if she is a manager, you got to be like really understanding and not be like a dick about it.
Right. That's kind of how it comes across. A little bit of a dick move on that end. All right, let's keep going.
I had to do this at various points with a vast majority of the members of the group. They would eventually get around to reimbursing me only after I expressed in group meetings how I was upset that I have to do everything, and I also got stuck footing the bill too. What quickly transpired.
But you said that you took over everything yourself. You put yourself in that position. What? Did they offer her to be the manager of the website, the fucking channel, or not? Like, I'm so confused. There's no clear indication. She's like, yeah, I took control and I didn't really want that position, but everyone else is saying that you did want that position. You didn't really make it clear, Blair. I'm being honest with you.
Was that members either couldn't or wouldn't reimburse me for the editors. For clarity's sake, I do want to disclose that we as a group later revised our agreement after paying all editors and creative freelancers.
Look at this.
5%
Look at this.
Oh
Oh my
my
god.
God.
This is a fucking contract.
That's a real
Oh
contract.
my god. You know, when I did Loudmouth, it was a spoken agreement that we all did a little bit of responsibility on it, so we all made equal payment.
Man,
It was all
remember,
spoken word.
remember when YouTube was fun and you just made content and you were like, man, it would be cool if we recorded today. And then you just did it.
You know, she drafted this herself.
Yeah,
right?
no, she
Artist
definitely had
Blue,
her team.
collection sources, financial distribution protocol. Illuminaughtii will take 5% of the remaining revenue as administrative fee for creating schedules, splitting revenue, and managing the channel access, and brand deals. Oh my god,
So
bro.
she gets 5% for the managerial position that she put herself in.
You set up schedule once. You need to set up channel management things once. And so what she do? She uploads, she does meta tagging, and like occasionally when like Manscaped shows up in the DMs, she like offers up a grand for that, a grand for this, right? That's like barely any work, and she's getting 5% cut off the top.
Apparently.
I wouldn't agree to that. I'd renegotiate that. That's ridiculous.
That's not worth it, especially if it's supposed to be a fun podcast where you're all just dicking around and reacting to funny stuff. Like, why add these extra layers?
Go directly to me for the administrative work that I was doing. After that, the remaining earnings would then be split amongst the group evenly. Ultimately, the channel made very little, and it actually cost a lot more than we earned a majority of the time. Something the Click brought up in his Twitter thread was that I was angry and yelled in a meeting. But what he didn't share...
Hold on. I gotta keep complaining about this. If the fucking business, right, is it costing more to run than you're making, like, literally cut back. I don't understand. Why are you expanding so fast, but you're making no money? What are you, an idiot?
Yeah, it's like, take your
You're
time.
a manager, Blair. Fucking, if you see the finances, then cut it back. Cut it back. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, like at that point, it's like, hey, like maybe we should slow down. You know,
You take % if they're already not making revenue.
Apparently, for all the work that she was doing on a channel that wasn't earning any money. I just don't get this shit. Let's keep going. So I want to go over the Click's original thread because now she's referencing the original thread. Hey peeps, I've seen the recent drama going on regarding Illuminaughtii. I would like to clarify I am not affiliated with her and haven't been for 2 years. I left her and her collaboration group Sad Milk due to similar behavior as seen in the recent events. Lashing out at friends and fans, paranoia, and genuinely poor anger management, to name a few. Eventually, I pretty much the whole group left her. The last meeting I ever had with her, she spent half an hour, I think, hard to know, screaming at me for an array of random things, calling me a bad friend, lazy, and a bunch of random accusations that didn't have anything to do with me. Those accusations are going to be little fucking nuclear later. There is no way you can have the resume to claim and be this fucking stupid and so on. That's not very good managerial skills, Blair. It's not very good managerial skills if you're going to be in charge of a group of people. That's actually really bad. Let's see here. No one even raised their voice at her. I left along with several other members, half of the group at the time. I spent the next few months Wait, there were half of the group. There are 14 people in this fucking group, and did you have to have all the members on for every fucking recording? There's 17 of you. Bro, that's retarded. Just record with the ones that are ready. She spent the next few months spreading lies and half-truths about us on Sad Milk's Reddit page and vaguely post on Twitter. I still have all the screenshots. I cannot wait to see those. She would turn friends against you or specifically team up with people she knew didn't like you, so she had allies against you, rallying mainly banned problematic community members known to be liars and conflict seekers. Okay, so we're gonna keep going from there. So that is the click. That's what she's referencing, right? It's not the whole thread, but we're gonna get into the rest of it as we go, because I wanna show you guys and Diesel, like, because Diesel knows the side by side of what she's showing versus what they're initially saying, right? Like, you need to be able to understand the context of the video, because she shows this, she doesn't show the rest of it around it.
Was the context of that meeting. As I've previously stated, the scheduling and money issues had been an ongoing problem. In the meeting that he vaguely references on Twitter, this is what actually happened. I had become more and more frustrated about how I was doing all of the work, I was doing all of the maintenance, and then I was also having to financially foot the bill to the project. As I said, it was burning me out pretty quickly, and I was thinking about leaving the group. Ozmedia suggested that he try to run the meeting and I not attend, and I agreed. But One Topic and Click were very insistent that I be there, even though I said I was not ready to talk and I needed more time. So when I entered the call, I tried to let everyone know that I was uncomfortable with having this conversation and I was not ready to have it. Again, I would like to point out that at this point in time, these were still my friends. These were people that I liked and cared about. Letting your friends know, hey, I'm not okay right now, I'm really stressed and hurt, while you all get to stream, I still have to pick up the pieces to keep this channel going, is a really difficult conversation to have. Before the meeting started, I was told that if I didn't show up, that they would not have the conversation with me and everything would just stagnate. So I tried to put the channel and my friends' needs above my own. Reluctantly, I joined the conversation, and as I was speaking, One Topic talked over me, and out of frustration of this happening yet again, I raised my voice and said, "Can you shut up and let me talk for once?"
Man, that's such a good thing to say. So good. That's a great way of getting your problems out there, guys. Just scream as loud as humanly possible. That's how it works.
Sad Milk is in such a bad position because she's the only person with channel access. Like she's holding the entire group process like hostage, you know? If she's not cooperating with the rest of the group, she can just be like, "Well, fuck you. I run everything. Goodbye channel." You know?
Yeah, no,
like, that's such a bad position for them to be in. It really sucks.
It really is. It's a let me speak moment. Exactly, Gaji. It's a fucking let me speak moment.
And he left the call, and that's the last time I ever spoke with him. Looking back at it now, I should not have spoken to my friend like that. I felt that I wasn't given time to process and think things through, and in process of, emotion vomit came out. One Topic, I would like to apologize for that, this time publicly. Clearly, this was a situation that affected all of us very deeply and personally, and this was an exciting idea, but one that never really took off the way I think we thought it could. To all of the members of Sad Milk, I just want to say that I'm very sorry that I caused you stress throughout this project.
Oh, here we go. This is where the video gets fucking deranged. I'll admit it. This is where the video goes out of control. Like,
I wish I had some hard liquor. This one really pisses me off.
This one gets under my skin. The rest of the video you could argue as, like, you know, you could argue, right, that it's like miscommunications and money issues and all that stuff, right? Now we're gonna get into personal attacks. Let's get into the personal attacks now.
I want to take a couple minutes to bring up the Click and the many claims that he made on Twitter recently. The Click brings up how, as he puts it, a very convenient series of videos resurfaced with him saying some not so savory things after he left Sad Milk. His old videos, as he puts it, aged like milk. They did. I'm not going to dive into it further. The information's out there.
Okay, then don't continue on with that. I don't want to dive into it further. The information's out there, though. He said the word. He said the word retard.
That's crazy, Blair, that you're mad about his past videos. I'm sure your BreadTuber audience would be very annoyed with your past videos.
Oh,
or should I say, Sarah Jessica Warren?
Oh, God. That was the best fucking time of Blair's existence, though. I'll admit it. Sarah Jessica Warren was a great fucking character.
Oh, SJW, if that is your name.
Oh, God.
Perhaps, were you not so PC? Were you perhaps hanging out with individuals of interesting persuasion that said things that you would deem anti-PC?
Yeah, especially
perhaps you
now.
were anti-PC. Fuck you.
What? Please spill? Oh, how do we explain that stuff? Man, Diesel, you can take that one. I'll try to find the videos.
Okay. So there used to be a project that Tommy C did. If you don't know who Tommy C is, he's a veteran of the commentary community, both literally and figuratively. And he did this thing called Get to the Point, right? Which was like a mockumentary type news show, right? Blair used to be in the commentary community, and she played a character called Sarah Jessica Warren. You know, like the redheaded, annoying, bitchy, fucking social justice warrior stereotype character. And that was her thing. It was a shtick. It was a comedy bit, right? And as a result of that, it's one of those first events, right? This is when we reference Ricochet and his fat ass. This is what we're talking about, right?
Ricochet and his fat ass. Oh God, that's so brutal. That's so true, though.
Right? Because when we reference like, oh, Blair deleted videos from Tommy C, this is what we're talking to. She deleted Sarah Jessica Warren videos, right? In retaliation to a fat joke that she helped propagate in a vlog when she said, keep it in, after they responded to Ricochet being fat.
Bro, it's all Vault's fault. Vault's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Vault, the 16-year-old teenager at the time, somehow got all of these adults riled up on a fat joke.
Which, funny enough, Ricochet was making fat jokes about Tipster.
I don't understand. Listen, man, I used to be 330 pounds. At some point, you know, you're going to get heat for being a big guy. It just happens, you know? Like, you can tell him, all right, let's slow down. I don't want to get, like, too many fat jokes. But like, we're talking
bro,
one fat joke, and it led to this.
Yeah, you're going to get made fun of. Like, for close to, like, 12 years, I've never made a fat joke against my roommate, right? I've known him for, like, close to 15. Never made a fat joke towards him. Until recently. I just said, fuck it. I'll start busting his balls. And he's like, yeah. I expected you to finally do that eventually. He didn't give a fuck. Like, how are you going to get mad at someone calling you fat when you are making fun of fat people yourself? That's ridiculous. I still can't believe that Vault broke that man to the point where he fucking mauled it over a fat joke.
If you so choose to look. And as Click stated, those videos are 11 to 14 years old. And to be perfectly clear here, those videos are not any of the reasons as to why we split ways in Sad Milk as Click tries to insinuate. Even back in 2020, I had stated that those videos had nothing to do with the ending of Sad Milk. I was actually unaware of those videos at the time of our friendship, but had I been aware of them, that friendship would have likely ended sooner. Unfortunately, when those videos surfaced, it wasn't really all that shocking to me, as Ozmedia and I had actually talked about how Click had been using the R slur while we played.
The R slur! Oh no! What could the R slur be, guys? It's perplexing. It's almost retarded. Like, what?
You know, I know Tommy C said it on Shot from the Point, but I guarantee you Blair has like really fun messages with like the surfs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That are like way worse than the R slur could ever be.
Oh yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But like, it's a scary word. Oh no! God forbid someone says the R slur. Yes, TILR. It's ranch. That's worse than saying retarded.
I can't believe if this was like one of the big like straws that broke the camel's back for Click, right? Well, like why wasn't there just an adult conversation about it? You know, I've had adult conversations with friends where they're like, listen, you know, I don't care what you do, but it does make me uncomfortable. So can you not say something like blah, blah, blah? And it's like, okay, yeah, I agree to it because I'm friends with that individual. But, you know, it just comes off as like Blair's looking for excuses to try and screw over the Click.
It kind of looks like that because who gives a shit that you say that word? Like, realistically, who actually cares? Because Bo Black says it, and he's the moral authority on autism.
Bo Blacks gave you the pass.
He gave me the pass. He gave me the retard pass. Every time I hear someone be like the R word, I'm like, what?
Listen, I don't say it, you know, but that's like a personal choice, and I'm not gonna hold it against anybody or like.
You're not gonna make it like you're not gonna use it as like, bro, you said the R word.
Yeah, she's like using it as leverage against the Click, and it's like really weird. Just like have an adult conversation about it. Like at this point, we're talking like mid-20s, early 30s. Like you can have these like adult conversations and get through it.
You could.
Pro Blacks is the king of autism.
True Pigeon, he is the king of autism. I don't know. Everyone is forgetting Blair used to make her mods call her mommy. Oh, I don't forget that.
Oh my god.
I brought that
Are
up
you
in the last. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
She has
That's
a
weird
bot.
as hell.
She has a bot in the server that is like, mommy is in the server now or some shit, and they all refer to her as mommy. Her Reddit literally has her listed as mommy.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I was scrolling through Twitter, and for some reason, I saw this pyramid character has hentai of it. So, you know, whatever. Well, who am I?
Hold the fuck on. We need to look that up. Why am I subscribing to Illuminaughtii? There's one. Where is it? It was the one where she responded to, and she literally titled herself mommy. I don't know if I fucking... Oh, Christ. I think I have the tweet. I have to find it. It's like going to actually annoy me now. This is literally a problem now. Because you're not going to believe that that's the fucking title of it. Oh, God. Somebody on the Reddit. I made fun of it. Did I post it? Did I repost it? Recent drama. That's not it. Did Nick fucking post it? Oh, God. Scrolling through Nick's Twitter is going to be a bitch.
He has so much stuff there.
Oh, God. Bro, it's literally shocking that it's like the Reddit has her labeled as mommy and all this shit. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, I want to show you something. There's a bit of a video. I don't know if Diesel saw this yet. Of Blair calling Ricochet fat back in the day.
Yeah, let's propagate that evidence.
Yeah, let's see this real quick. So she doesn't like when Vault calls Ricochet fat, but
Ricochet's 404.
Nice.
Apparently he's fat.
What?
Oh, really? Oh, that's what they said. I don't know. Apparently. This is for a vlog, right? Oh, is it? Oh, shit. Hey, yo, he's a good guy. Cut that. Yeah, cut that part.
Comrade, cut that out.
Don't cut it out.
No,
oh, who was that? Who was that in the background, chat? Who was that?
comrade.
Do not
Ooh!
cut that.
Look who that is. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Hannah. Mom, right there. Diesel, right there. Mom.
No, okay. Listen, Illuminaughtii, if you ever come across this, let me tell you something. Terms like daddy, mommy, those are earned, lady. All right? You don't get to choose to be a mommy. All right? It is bestowed upon you. And also, it's not for your audience to just, like, do that. Don't do that. That's weird as hell.
Just a little bit. Make sure you guys like the stream too. We're going strong, boys. We're going strong, boys and girls. We got a lot to go over.
Yeah, like the stream for Daddy Chris.
Never call me that. Never fucking call me that. Don't you ever. You fucking deranged psycho. Jesus. Oh my God. I hate that.
Wait, I already said it. You know it's gonna continue now.
All right, that's your revenge for me introducing you as the god of Reddit.
Games together. I thought, or I wanted to assume that I had misheard, but Oz said that he was uncomfortable with it and said something, but the language continued. Click, you are right. Those videos in question are old, and at this point, they're kind of irrelevant. People can learn and people can change. That being said, at the time in 2020, Click was still using horrifying language and slurs that have long been deemed unacceptable. I'd now like to address the Click's claims that I had any involvement in trying to gain control of his Discord server by, as he says, tossing around accusations at staff. Because unfortunately, there were some truly sinister things occurring in the Click's Discord that were brought.
Question. Did the Click allow that to happen? Or did the Click, was he not present for his Discord server the whole time? Because not everybody who has a server is going to be there monitoring it 24/7. That's what the mods are supposed to do.
What is it? The Click is actually a humongous YouTuber. He has over 1 million subscribers, right? Even at the low end, he has over 200 people in that server.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can he possibly say that he has 100% grip on it reasonably. And also, like, the whole, like, oh, 11 to 14 years ago, he said bad things in videos, and then in 2020, he said the same thing.
My God.
Right? But she provides no evidence for that. So, like, really, at the end of the day, outside of Oz saying this one experience was bad, there's
not
not
much.
anything there.
Yeah, there's not much
right?
information.
And it doesn't even imply that them, like Oz and the Click and Illuminati all had a conversation about it, which one would hope that they'd have.
Right.
Right? But, you know, maybe they didn't because it was to Blair's benefit.
Potentially.
To my attention. For this next section, I would like to provide a trigger warning. There will be
Trigger
mentions
warning.
of explicit sexual language,
My God,
mentions
I
of
hate hearing
pedophilia,
that.
graphic imagery, and inappropriate behavior around minors. Before I go any further into this, I want to mention that there's going to be resources in my description box regarding what I'm about to discuss now. I do think it's relevant to bring up that in 2019, the Click's channel was terminated by YouTube for sexual content. At the time, a few YouTubers, including myself and Oz Media, band together to help reinstate Click's channel. Oz spoke to his MCN representative, and I spoke with YouTube directly. This is something that I now look back on with so much regret.
For what? Why do you regret helping somebody get their channel back for something that was unjust? Are they the pedophile, Blair?
This is that I did things for you, and this is how you repay me. That's the Godfather thing.
It's the Godfather fucking argument. It's like, hey, you know, I got you out of that jam one time, so that means you can't say anything mean about me anymore. What the fuck?
Had I known at the time what was going on behind the scenes, I never would have participated in helping Click with his channel. Allow me to explain the situation a little bit. The Click and I had shared Discord moderators around the time of Sad Milk being created. Due to the Click's inaction, our shared moderators had brought a situation in his server to my attention, a situation involving pedophilia. In Click's Discord.
God, I hate hearing the word pedophilia now. It's like drained out of me. I'm just like, I hate hearing that fucking word. Like, it's just like, why? Why?
Look at how the fish on Fish Tank reacted to Simmons, but we're so drained by it, it doesn't even bother us.
It's just like, bro, how does everything come back to pedophilia?
It's like the ultimate like YouTuber allegation, like hard nuclear take.
I know, but like, come on, let's do a different one. Like, come on, I'm getting tired of this.
There was a 19-year-old bragging about a 12-year-old that he was claiming to be involved with. A moderator reached out to get more information on this situation. This 19-year-old then reiterates, and I am directly quoting this here, "I talked with my therapist about it, even too, and he told me as long as I don't touch her, it's okay."
Okay, that therapist needs to be fired.
No, because that conversation did not happen. That 19-year-old's lying.
Yeah, there's no shot the therapist actually. If the therapist said that, fired immediately, license restricted. But I don't think the therapist would be like, yeah, you know what, you're 19 talking to a 12-year-old sexually, totally fine. I don't think a therapist would ever say that. I think they'd be like, so you like little kids, huh?
If there's a possibility of immediate danger to a minor, that therapist would have reported it.
Yeah, right? Like that.
They're a mandated reporter. They have to report that information.
They do. I know we're nitpicking this part, but like it just makes no sense to me.
Click and his team did not pursue any immediate action to ban, restrict, or report this individual. So those shared mods came to me, and they told me that they were uncomfortable. So we used this individual's ID number, and we banned them from the Sad Milk server and from my server, and we reported them to Discord's Trust and Safety.
Man, that sounds like such a hard task. Copy and paste someone's Discord ID and then send an email to Discord. Such a struggle. It's the hardest thing that you can do in your life, guys. Just understand, if you want to report to Discord, you got to jump through like 50 channels, open up your Google account, and then email the support team.
Safety team, who we hope did pursue this further. Then I went to contact Click to see what was going on, and it was mainly because I didn't want to believe that he would blow off someone clearly discussing such an inappropriate relationship. In fact, this was right off the heels of one of his admins sharing pornographic content to people that they knew were minors. One thing that I would like to point out here is how these users were pushing pornographic materials to a minor who explicitly states that their parent is in the room with them, so they were hiding their phone. I would like to point out that a common tactic for abusers who are attempting
Another
to groom children
This is another thing that doesn't need to be in here. Like, this is
Oh,
like,
it's
what
like
is this
obvious.
astroturfing bullshit?
It's like, no shit. No
Like,
fucking shit.
This information she's providing is completely beyond the scope of what's here. And since, like, you know, she's insinuating that the clique harbored a pedophile, right? He did respond to this on Twitter.
I know he did. We're
yeah,
gonna go
follow
over
up
that. We're gonna go over
Yeah,
that. We're
yeah.
gonna let this play out. I want the chat to understand the severity of the allegations that are being levied here before we go into the clique's response.
that they expose
Yeah,
them to
I just hate her.
pornography and other
I'm not a
sexual
fan.
content in an attempt to desensitize the child. I'll provide Rain's page on grooming for further information. And if you're a child
Grooming
currently
is
in a similar
defined
situation, I
as-
urge you to speak to a trusted adult or authorities. And
What?
again,
What the fuck?
resources-
Fuck you, bitch! Oh my god!
It's
Oh my god! If you're a victim of blah 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 blah, like, no, you're the hero. Oh my god! Like, let's stay on topic. You don't need to make yourself out to be some fucking martyr.
yeah, it comes across as like some sort of like I'm untouchable. I did something amazing for this. I saved somebody's life. Which normally I wouldn't be shitting on that if somebody was like, hey, there was a pedo in a Discord server and I got rid of them. All right, cool. But when you add the extra caveat of like, well, the clique allowed it to happen. What do you mean allowed it to happen? It's a little bit different than you just being like, hey, I got rid of this pedophile in the clique server. Like, do you understand the difference between what you are stating there and then what actually happened? That's how it comes across to me. It's like, I got rid of a pedophile in the clique server. Cool. Blair then turns it into, well, the clique let it happen. It's like, bro, you could have just said that there was a situation and I handled it for the clique. This whole part doesn't need to be in the video, in all actuality.
provided below. Having to relook at these messages again still makes my stomach turn, even 3 years later. When Click didn't initially take action, I switched tactics with him, and I called one topic, who was and still is, to my understanding, one of the Click's closest friends on social media. I got into a call with both of them, and I shared these files with them, and one topic opened the files, he was horrified, and he said, and I quote, "I've read one, and I don't want access to those screenshots." It was after this conversation that Click took action and reported and removed that individual from his server. I really wouldn't lightly make accusations like this unless I had seen them for myself. And let me be abundantly clear here, I am not trying to accuse the Click of pedophilia, nor do I have any reason to believe that he could be a pedophile. However, he cultivated an environment that was a breeding ground for inappropriate behavior with minors to occur, and that's exactly what happened.
He's not a pedophile. I swear, don't sue me.
Yeah, I swear.
But he did have an environment where pedophiles could run free.
Yeah, guys, listen. He didn't fuck a kid, but he let people who like to fuck kids in the server.
This is like when people are like, this isn't like, I don't want to offend you with this question, but, and then you know it's going to be the most offensive question ever. That's literally what it is.
It's like, I don't want to be offensive here, but is it true that black people, you know how it goes off where you're just like.
Yeah, that's literally what she just did.
It's literally what it sounds like.
It's like a legal ass cover because he makes enough money to sue her. Let's be real.
Let's be honest here. So right here, the collab channel raise. Okay. The meeting. As for the Discord, all right, so we have the Click's response to this specific point that Blair has made. So let me pull that up for Diesel here, because this to me it makes more sense in my opinion in this context now that we have the Click's information. As for the Discord, yes, we had a random creep in a VC. It's a large public Discord. It's not a private Discord. It's not run directly by the Click. It is a public Discord with multiple mods. Not all YouTubers are fucking helicopter parenting their Discord. It happens sadly, as most server owners will attest to. Duh. A couple of mods failed to act in a timely manner. They are not on the team anymore, obviously. Okay. Also good to keep in mind, these mods are community volunteers, not trained law enforcement. But the claim, I didn't respond to it, is technically true. Because it was 3 a.m. in my time zone. By the time I woke up, the individual was already banned. Blair and her team had already gone full swing to accuse anyone of being a pedo. A half-asleep mod not responding to a ban fast enough? Pedo defender. God fucking damn it. Oh. Hey, you didn't work as fast as you could to get rid of the pedophile. So that means you defended the pedophile. God fucking damn it. You allowed this environment to happen, Click. Don't you understand? Blair told me. You didn't answer fast enough while you were
I like
sleeping.
how she went to one topic too and clicked an answer as if she was trying to pit them against each other. And I think it's very telling that they're still friends, according to Blair. You know?
Yeah. It's almost like they didn't let Blair's shit get between their friendship. And the Click was like, hey, bro, like, what actually happened? And he's like, yeah, you were sleeping and we dealt with it. Let's see here. People who tried to de-escalate, pedo allies. I fucking hate hearing the words pedo allies. This was escalated to her trying to replace my whole team with her own. Also worth mentioning, the admin that was removed for explicit content isn't consistent with the timeline. This person was actually removed by me personally when this was brought to light. It also happened months, I think, before all of the rest. Also, Click using vile language up until 2020. I do recall saying it once in context to you and your server when we started working. One of your mods actually gave me a warning for it. We laughed about it together, Blair, because I didn't know it was a bad word, and the mod kept the warning as a memory badge of honor. So it was a joke, and she was cool with it at one point, but now it's not cool. Convenient. Let's see here. So that you would have cut ties by such gross behavior is actually just a lie. We laughed about it because it obviously wasn't meant in bad faith and was a silly occurrence. Also bringing up the time my channel was wrongfully terminated. Really? I appreciated my friends at the time who were there, but you weren't the one who saved me, Blair. My MCN did, after fighting for 3 weeks over Christmas. So cut the shit. Also worth mentioning, you deleted the Sad Milk community tab after I called out your behavior with the comments section. Good thing I have screenshots. Oh, this is going to be fun. I will be making a full response video.
That's like saying the Allied force didn't act in time to stop the Holocaust. They're Nazi supporters.
Did you see that comparison in the chat, Diesel?
I did not.
Do you want me to read it?
Yes.
So in the context of Blair being like, you didn't act fast enough, right? Mm-hmm. So this guy goes, that's like saying the Allies for World War II didn't act in time to stop the Holocaust. They are Nazi supporters.
That's great. That's really great.
That's kind of accurate, though. That's kind of accurate. I'm not even going to argue that. It's kind of what it is. Jesus Christ. Dude, my donators are funny, man. Anytime somebody super chats me something, I laugh my ass off. It's fucking great. So basically the Click's like, yeah, fuck you, Blair. You didn't save my channel. And this whole pedo jackie shit, I was fucking asleep when it happened. It just doesn't make sense to me why she would add that in there. And then on top of that, she's like, oh, the R slur. And he goes, dude, we laughed about it in a VC together. You thought it was funny. You and the mod thought it was funny. So Blair, which is it? Is it not okay, or were you laughing behind the scenes about it? And now it's not okay because it is convenient for you that it's not okay. That's my issue. You're still there, Diesel?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
I thought the internet went out for a second. I was like, what? No. I was like, bro, did the stream die again?
No, I was letting you cook. I was letting Chris cook.
But like, you see what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah. The thing is, it's like, I love how it's like, oh, he explains that Blair was laughing about it in a VC when they're all in private together. Blair does come off as that type of person who, they're always like really chill with everyone. They get along really well, but then they turn around and they're a completely different person to somebody else, right?
Right.
Because they're trying to fit in and do that social climbing thing.
Right.
I mean, the Click he's been a big channel for a bit. Is a reason to be nice to him when it's relevant to you. But then Illuminaughtii got big. So the Click, being a little more edgy, perhaps he's a liability.
That's potentially the idea. Or that, after he called her out, she's like, oh, I know this thing. My audience won't like that he uses the R slur because they're a hyper left-leaning group of people. So using that and saying, well, you said the R slur that time is bad, and trying to like shame him for a word that you thought was funny in private, according to the click, Blair.
At what point do we stop bringing up like old messages? I know we're being really pedantic, and we also brought up old messages of Blair, but like if we're talking about it in the context of this, at what point do we go, okay, listen, that's too recent to let you get away with saying these N-word rants or whatever?
Right. It's like the D'Angelo Wallace thing. Remember when D'Angelo Wallace called out Tom for saying the N-word in a Discord VC? I mean, Discord.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone was like, dude, he was like an edgy kid. Like, and he's learned, and he even made a video about it. And D'Angelo Wallace was like, well, it's bad. And everyone's like, he already made amends for it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, and it's like, and even if the click is an adult, and he definitely was when this happened, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he's coming to the table with every single like PC thing that ever. Some people are raised differently. So what you do is you be a normal person and you say, hey man, we don't call black people the N-word anymore.
Yeah, it's instead of like trying to morally shame them and wag your fucking finger at them like some sort of teacher, actually sit them down and be like, hey bro, like, I don't find it comfortable. Can you not say it? And they're 99% of people are going to go, yeah, okay, whatever. If you're not comfortable with me saying it around you, that's fine. I'll respect that. Most people do that. Now, do I consider the R word, do I consider retarded like the worst thing on planet Earth? No, I say it all the fucking time because it's within the context. I'm not using it in a malicious sense of calling somebody with a disability that. No.
Well, we understand that you have a hyperfixation for DSP, Chris, so it's okay.
That man is the most entertaining thing to watch. He's so entertaining that he got multiple copyright strikes. God, I don't believe him.
I'll be right back. I need to take a leak.
That's all right. I'll continue on.
Having our shared moderators approach me in my server about this very serious situation in his server was extremely uncomfortable, but something the moderation team felt needed action that was not being taken. Furthermore, referring to these shared moderators that we had as spies, as he said on Twitter, it only dismisses the fact that he allowed this sexually explicit language to occur around minors. He referred to them as spies, which only shows that he didn't really see any issue with the state of his server.
Whoa! How does that correlate to that? He called them spies because they worked for you and you guys were having an issue. That can translate to, hey, these people are definitely feeding information about me to Blair. That doesn't automatically mean that the clique was okay with a pedophile in his server. That doesn't mean anything. That you're drawing an inference on the word spy to fit a certain conversation point where you're like, well, he said spies, which means that he was upset that we all knew that this happened and he was kind of okay with it. No, he wasn't. They got rid of him. And they got rid of the other one that you brought up. So where would he be okay with that? How do you discern the word spy and to mean that specific point?
Mark, I'm going to address you directly here. On your Discord server that had, and likely still has, minors present, you as an adult need to do the right thing and actually pay attention to what goes down in your server or ensure a team will take action against inappropriate behavior. I am sorry to those minors who were spoken to in such an inappropriate way. You were, and some of you likely are, still children. Adults should not be having sexually charged conversations with you or sharing sexually explicit photos with you. This is...
But you're trying to insinuate that that's like a normal thing that happened. There were 2 instances of it, and it was handled accordingly the first time by Click himself. The second time he wasn't around for, and the mod team was trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And then you took it in your own hands and got rid of the guy. Okay, so how the fuck is the Click fostering an entire community that he is okay with children being hit on in his Discord? How does that translate to him being okay with it?
I'm back.
Dude, I'm like pissed off by her insinuation of the spy thing. You know, do you remember that part where she's like, Well, he says the word spy, which means that based on that word, I could tell that he was okay with the conversations or whatever. I got to scroll it back a little bit. I need you to see what I saw. Ah, fuck me. I need you to see what I saw. It was like fucking annoying me.
Minors present, you as an adult need to do the right thing and actually pay attention to what goes down in your server or ensure a team will take action against inappropriate behavior. I am sorry to those minors who were spoken to in such an inappropriate way. You were, and some of you likely are, still children. Adults should not be having sexually charged conversations with you or sharing sexually explicit photos with you. This is and always has been unacceptable. I will be providing links in the description box for a few resources for anyone who has been negatively impacted by these events. I did what I could, but I wish I could have done more.
What more can you do? There was a creep in a fucking Discord. You got his ID tag and you sent it to Discord. What more can you do? You gotta Mama Max him and get your audience to dox him and find him?
You know that Blair's the most terminally online person with how she's talking about Discord
but like,
and all of this. She
hey,
must spend a lot of time in there.
But think about it like this, dude. She's like, well, you know, he fostered this. You know, he called my mods spies, which means that he was kind of okay with what was going on. No! How does that translate to that? Like, I'm like getting a fucking migraine thinking about this shit. And then she goes, well, I wish I could have done more. What more can you do? Creep into Discord. You ban them and you report them to Discord. That's all you fucking can do. That's it. Why is she making it out like she has like this fucking complex of like, I can literally save everybody in Discord? No, you can't. Discord's a shitty place. It's full of shitty fucking people. Oh my God. It's almost like shit like this happens on a routine basis, and it's up to the mods to get rid of it because they are the ones in power that the creator put there. The creator's not always around. You can't blame the creator for something like this unless they say, leave that guy alone. He can keep trying to fuck those kids.
Yeah, I just don't know why the mods didn't take any like action and instead chose to go to Blair. You know, that's a very weird thing to do.
That's something to blame the mods for. And even Click says we removed those mods because they did not do the job right.
Yeah.
So then what the fuck is the issue here? How is Click allowing that kind of behavior on a consistent basis? Explain that to me. How is it consistent? I'm waiting, Blair. Holy shit.
And I wish that the Click had more accountability of his own server. I also hope that since my falling out with Click, that he has learned from his past errors and worked to better himself. I hope that he and his current moderation team are holding themselves to a higher standard. The past 3 years have been challenging to all of us, and I think it's safe to say that living through a global pandemic has changed us in one way or another. Click, I hope...
Just goes, man, I really hope you change that your team doesn't allow pedophiles anymore.
Oh my God, there's like a fucking COVID drop in the middle of this.
Oh, Blair.
What?
Dude, I know we're being like super fucking mean about this video, right? But it's so...
It's weird.
It's such a weird video, man. How does anyone look at this and go, yeah, you know what? This is a Blair W. How does anyone look at it like that?
Because they just didn't fucking think when they watched the video and reacted to it, you know?
It's almost like a lot of people did that. But, like, my brain is, like, just collapsing in on itself like a fucking black hole. And I know what's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to get comments that are like, Chris and Diesel are fucking misogynists.
I genuinely don't give a single.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna laugh.
The thing is like it's weird virtue signaling to be like, I hope the pandemic has taught you a lesson, Click, and that you've grown as a person in these past 3 years. We're talking about the accusations that are brought against you, but in this video, you are like throwing shots at other people and just making it worse for yourself. Like if Blair is in the right, then when the Click claps back, it's going to be bad. But if Blair is wrong, the response from Click is going to completely ruin her credibility.
Yeah, well, her credibility's already been in the shitter for a while.
Yeah, but normal people don't give a fuck about weird commentary drama.
Yeah,
They
I
don't.
guess.
But
Yeah, the
this-
viewer doesn't.
The viewer, if they see that Blair is being disingenuous in this video, well, then they're never going to trust Blair with a single other MLM arrest investigation or anything like that ever again.
Yeah, there's gonna be always an asterisk next to her name now. If the clicks video is as comprehensive as he's portraying it to be, and he debunks this section and is just like, dude, my mods just didn't act in time. I did not breed pedophilia in my Discord. He wins. Like, what? How do you make such like a heavy accusation? Fuck me. All right, let's get to the next part. I'm slowly losing my mind.
You have learned to not tolerate such behavior in your server. I hope
It took 2 words and I'm already mad again. To tolerate this behavior, insinuating that he was okay with that behavior in the first place. What? I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out.
that you have learned from this and that you'll continue to strive to do better. I truly regret ever being friends with you.
Jesus,
And
so
I hope that
neutral.
I
Oh,
can finally
that's
close the door
brutal.
on that chapter in my
So
life.
brutal.
I want nothing to
Oh,
do with
man.
you, and I can only
See,
hope
she's
that I will no longer
like
be
the implication
associated
is
with
he's like
you.
a crook or a criminal, right? Like that's not a far reach.
Yeah, no, the way that it is being portrayed insinuates that. It does, Blair. And if you think it didn't, oh, man, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I don't know who wrote that script for you, Blair, but goddamn, I hope you wrote it yourself.
Bro, she didn't write this. That's good. That would be the funniest shit ever.
Imagine she comes out and she's like, one of my editors told me to read this script. She just throws an editor under the bus. As soon as I saw that video and Blair brought up her typical pandemic virtue signaling, I'm like, Kristen Nark's gonna go, what the fuck? Yes, that's exactly what happened.
For all of this.
Okay, we need to talk about the Wonderstruck stuff before we show the video. I want to pull up his original twit longer if I can fucking find it real quick. I think this is it. Okay, right here. So I want to give you guys, because I know we covered some of this, but I didn't go in depth the one time that we covered it, because it was like, man, she called out somebody for plagiarizing. We did a bit of a history lesson on her, but then all of these twit longers came out after that stream. So Wonderstruck is somebody who lived with Blair, and according to people, Wonderstruck is the one who provided the photos of allegedly inside of Blair's house. Now, she's going to go off on her own little defense against his Twitter thread, but I want to read it in full to you guys. Let's see here. Forgive me for being this scattered emotions and all. Gotta love them. Sad milk, a thread. After being threatened with a breach for speaking out, I can confirm that the behavior Blair exhibits is entirely accurate here. I'm aware of the bridges I burned, and I remain where I am. After Sad Milk split, it was a constant negative echo chamber I took part in. Regardless, I used to edit for Sad Milk. Blair made no effort to take direction. She made everything about herself. Sad Milk at the time was the nearest thing to a family I had. Bro, you need to touch some grass. Sorry, Wonder. Like, I feel bad for you in this moment, but like, bro, if you're saying a YouTube group's your family, holy shit. Which sounds pathetic, but the content creator space is a very isolating one. I look at it as the opposite. What do you mean? I feel like
I can see that. I spent a long time alone not talking to anybody, and it drove me insane.
I get that, but it's like you can still like, yeah, like I see like people that are like, you have to give up your friends and family for content. In a sense, to stay on the grind, you're going to be working harder, but that doesn't mean that you can take a few hours out of your day to like see somebody that you care about in your life. You could do that. You have to choose to do it and reach out to people. You could do that as well. It's not that isolating once you break out of the idea that like, I'm alone in this, you know? That's at least how I look at it. The amount of hours I would spend online making drafts, editor tutorials for new hires, staying up trying to get some editing in if editors were shorthanded. I missed Christmas with my brother and father fixing the mistake of the editor she hired, and I didn't even get a thank you. and it took more than half a month to get paid. Meanwhile, she delays payments to editors so she can purchase expensive clothes, visit BMW dealerships, and spend hundreds on food in a day. Whoa, hundreds.
If these accusations are true, it really lines up with my like. This is why you don't use Blair as an intermediary pay person.
But like,
you know?
but think about that: hundreds of dollars for food a day.
You must be doing the Uber Eats every day.
Yeah, that would have to be maybe 2 or 3 meals a day for Uber Eats. That's like disgusting. Like maybe I'll order like Uber Eats like once every couple of days. You know what I mean? Like maybe like one day it'll be like cook something and I'm like, you know what? I want to get like a meal. I want to get something cooked for me brought over because I'm working on something. Like it can't be hundreds of dollars a day is a ridiculous amount of fucking money to spend on food. Let's see here. Does that count as embezzlement? No, Jax. I'm not gonna say that. You neutron. I'm not reading that one out loud. I'm not reading that one. While I do hold my beliefs towards certain matters, every month or so there was a new villain of the week, and they would 1 second be normal person in our lives, and the next second suddenly a hidden monster through, you guessed it, Blair's mouth. And to say Sad Milk split on creative differences is a joke. It's a flat out lie. Again, I'm aware of the bridges burned, but I can't confirm that call took place where she screamed, cursed, and had a meltdown towards not the click and one topic. It was a train wreck. My God. Let's see here. It was supposed to be a fun group project. I feel like that's the consensus for like all of them. They're like, well, this is supposed to be fun, but Blair didn't make it fun. Over a period of time, she just took control and it ended up becoming a business. Let's see here. And we had become profitable, even to a small extent. Blair wanted creative lead, and we went from doing fun creative projects to more in line with the Reddit we could cover on our own channels to doing unenthusiastic view content. Ugh. Blair took control and wouldn't listen to how the videos should be made, so we got hyper loud music with childlike spirits paired with adult humor. Sprites? Okay, sprites paired with adult humor, which just made being a part of Sad Milk humiliating. My friends and I would watch SM and laugh, not at the content, but how awful it became. Not due to anyone not being entertaining, but the lack of quality control. It's an editorial nightmare. It's why, in part, I stopped editing because because my really well-made content got roped into that by proxy. Blair did not care. It was hers, and anyone who dared to try and take the reins was a threat. After Click, OT, and Salty left, I did almost all the heavy lifting, which is a thankless job for being a small on the internet. My God, this is like the longest fucking thread of human life. I tried to make us schedules. I motivated Blair during another mental breakdown of hers to not delete the channel for the Discord, since I actively read through the comments on both, and we had people we mattered to. After months of being behind the scenes, insults towards Click and OT, it became so stale and negative. Yeah, we all took part, but after it going on for so long, it just became day after day. Blair would sit and check Click and OT's social blade. It used to dude, imagine just sitting there and looking at other people that you don't like social blade. Like, imagine.
I'm not surprised.
But like, imagine you're so focused on other people's social blades. If this is believed to be true, right? Like, Wonder's gonna make a video, and like, I'm still holding out like a little bit here for some things, because that sounds like a crazy thing to say. It's like Blair used to stare at other people's social blades.
He's trying to manifest their downfall by staring.
It's like, imagine you're manifesting a downfall by looking at social blade. God damn it. Let's take a look at Blair's social blade while we're at it.
She had a loss of like 10K up until this apology. Like she was getting some mad heat.
Let me see here. I want a brief response to Blair. I'm just gonna. Yeah. I don't want to type that shit out. Illuminaughtii. Damn.
Yeesh.
Oh,
I mean, ultimately, it's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket, but that's bleeding.
It's enough. It's enough to make her sweat. That's for sure.
That's the start of a very large wound. That's the start of a very large wound, guys. That's not a small one. Like, I know people are like, it's no big deal. She has like over almost 2 million subs, but like, that is a 30,000 lost in a handful of days. When did this start? Like a week ago?
A week ago, yeah. Not even that long. Wow.
A week ago, and it's 30K lost. That's bad. That's really bad. Like,
And for something, and ultimately for most of these people, it's over the legal eagle stuff.
yeah, it's mostly the legal
So
stuff.
just for that, that's insane. Like,
Yeah, that just for that one thing, it is enough for her to lose 30,000. Imagine if the other videos that are made completely turn what Blair has done in this video on its head. Just think about that, guys. Think about that real quick. Let's continue on. She would make fake accounts to stalk them. Not just them, but a large portion of the commentary community.
Hey-o.
She just stalked Tommy the whole time. I've personally seen her trying to get her lawyer to shut down anyone who says anything against her, and they ruined her day by saying, yeah, we can't really do anything. Freedom of speech! America #1! Let's go! It's insane. Innocent people don't work so hard to try and silence others. We would get no work done. I can't count how many times I pleaded and set up meetings for us to do something, and nobody cared. I thought I had a friend who was hurting. Then I saw I had moved to villain. And like everyone else, I got shut out, trash talked, and the people I had made efforts to be friends with wouldn't even acknowledge my existence. For me, though, I had already moved states under good faith, and I was bettering my life. In 30 days of living with Blair, it was a nightmare. I felt like I was trapped in her home always. She makes everyone her enemy. She called Wonder checking in to see if I'm okay, an invasion of privacy. I sent her numerous messages trying to show I wanted to be your friend. She lives like an actual monster. Her home is a mess, like Hoarder's bad, constant subtweeting about me on Twitter and ignoring me. And if I dare say anything back, her Discord manager would happily remind me of my contract. What contract? I assume an NDA?
Could be an NDA. Wonder's taking her to small claims court, so maybe
Yeah, I know
it's
that
something
part.
related to the editing, the sad milk stuff.
I thought it was about the car. The repossession.
Oh.
Because she talks about the repossession of the BMW in the video.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm thinking potentially with the small claims court is. But like, if there's an NDA breach, he'd be fucked. If it falls in line with the NDA, because I've signed an NDA. Those things are fucking thick. Let's see here. So my therapist, who she accuses me of stealing because she recommended I suggest I leave the house at all costs, and I did. And the details I can't get into further due to legalities, but I ended up with no car, hardly any clothes and money to my name, and no home. Now working full-time again, I had no time for my channel. I had cried, bled, and worked through hell to get up. So I watched it die since my main channel now was just food on my table because I made friends with one of the most vile people on the platform. Nobody wanted to talk to me, and I was too afraid to fully go public as I didn't know the reach this massive creator had. Jesus. How do you steal a therapist? Don't worry, Rita. We'll go over that. Blair goes over that, which I have no idea how the fuck you recommend your own therapist to somebody that you're living with. That's fucking retarded. And everything IRL and online taken from me. She personally threw my YouTube play button in the trash. Jesus.
That's evil. That's evil.
To a like,
if true, that's evil.
Like to the normies don't care. They're just like, well, it's just a YouTube play button. You ask for another one? Probably not. I don't fucking have one. But I would be furious if I was living with somebody and they threw out my YouTube play button. I'd be fucking mad. I would never forget that.
You work hard for that, you know. It's a small acknowledgement of the time you put in. It's a milestone.
It's the one time YouTube actually gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
That's like the one fucking time. Let's see here. If that isn't symbolic, man, I don't know what is. I've spent the last 2 years of my life rebuilding from the ground up due to this woman. The only difference is I get to come back stronger as a person. She doesn't. She can't take that away from everyone she has screwed over. Blair, you can't hide anymore. Sooner or later, we're going to push everyone who cared about you away. You'd realize the world isn't out to get you, but you made your fears a reality all on your own. I'm not afraid of you. You don't get that from me anymore. Never again. I apologize for how long the thread is. Yeah. So basically, that is Wonder's position on everything. This is Wonder's position. Now, Blair, and this is where I'm going to be brutally honest with Diesel in the chat here. You thought the part with Click was bad? I think this part aggravated me the most for the amount of information that was so fucking unnecessary to bring to the public. This part aggravates the fuck out of me, guys. Just gonna make sure everyone can see it. All right, we're good. Let's do it.
When it comes to discussing Wonderstruck, his actions are some of the most confusing I've had to deal with. I'm going to address his concerns, though a lot of it is fairly tricky since he hinges his accusations on anecdotal commentary. In responding to his baseless claims, I will provide evidence as necessary, as well as point out when things I mention are anecdotal, so I completely understand if you choose to dismiss my anecdotal commentary as it arises. His thread on Twitter makes many claims about who I am as a person and how I've treated him. I hope to come at this with a level head and a very thorough explanation of events. With that being said, let's start with Wonder's accusation of wage theft. That's a big one, and it's important. I talk often about how paying your people is important. So I know how ironic it must look to have that accusation thrown back at me. To begin, let me explain Wonder's employment history with me. During Sad Milk, all of us were contractors to that channel. We were paid as contractors so we could handle taxes in our respective countries on our own, as not all members were American citizens. As many of you are aware, video editing is largely considered gig work. And in the industry, most folks are contractors and work on a variety of projects for different clients at the same time. During December...
Thank you for explaining to me what contracting a fucking editor
true.
is.
You
Thank
get paid
you.
a 1099.
Wow, thank you.
But what is it? Like Blair takes the leadership position with Sad Milk. So, I mean, I don't know if I'd call her a contractor. She doesn't get a 1099 like everyone else, but... You know, she's skimming a little extra off the top for her payments.
Just a
like it all
little
goes
bit.
through her. Like it's running like a company. So
Yeah.
did they set it up as an official company, or is she just running it through her accounts? Because that's a little sussy.
That's a little bit.
For 2020, like all of the members of Sad Milk, Wonder was considered a contractor. On December 24th, 2020, at 5:39 a.m., I received a message from Wonder letting me know that he took a shot at reworking a video that had already been edited by a different contractor. I want to clarify. I did not ask him to do this. This was something he did of his own accord. I responded to him, letting him know that his edits would go live at 1 p.m. on December 24th, 2020. I don't want to claim to know what goes on in Wonder's personal life, but claiming that he missed Christmas with his brother and father, I just don't know how that's possible when the video was finalized early morning on Christmas Eve. And Wonder, I do want to thank you again, as I previously had verbally done so, for editing that video. It was great to have a video go live the day before Christmas. As for his claim that he didn't get paid for his work for more than half a month, I would like to let everyone know that Sad Milk's payroll was on a bi-weekly schedule. That simply means that there is a payment every 2 weeks, which is essentially half of a month. This is something that I have...
That's also really weird.
Yeah.
That's weird because YouTube channels get paid once a month.
Yeah.
So what?
So they apparently put them on salaries. So like an example is like when I can't actually talk about that. I was about to use an example of when I worked with Team, but I can't do that.
I can give an example, right? So I hire an editor, Star, right? And because of how you get paid from YouTube, we've agreed that I pay her at the top of every month after I get paid from YouTube, right? So I pay her a set amount for that time. So payment is monthly for her, just like it's monthly for me. How do you do bi-weekly if you're hiring multiple editors?
Yeah.
You know?
So apparently she has like a fuck ton of editors, and then she also had the editors for the spilled milk stuff. So not only her own editors, there's additional editors on top of that she, according to her, was paying.
It's just not how, because when I do editing for other YouTubers, I'm also on the monthly payroll. that they do.
Yeah.
And it's just really weird to do bi-weekly. That's very uncommon.
Yeah, it doesn't sound accurate to me, especially if you're using the YouTube revenue and what you're earning from the channel, because you would have to pay, you get paid out every month. That's so weird.
Continued within my own channel to this day. Both salaried and contracted employees are paid every 2 weeks. And to further add to that, most companies, at least in the US, pay on a bi-weekly schedule. So this is not anything unusual.
So you
or
are set up as a
uncommon.
company.
Yeah.
Like so then why are they contractors? If they're pulling enough hours, then you need to hire them, like for real. Like
Yeah, you can't really hit them as contractors then if you've made it a business, why not, and you're paying them a salary, you can't really call it a contractor. Just take the taxes out automatically for them.
at a certain point, it would be more beneficial just to hire them because it's less taxes on the back end for everybody. It's just, it gets automated.
Yeah, that. Even the chat's like that's kind of weird.
Chat's like so.
Yeah, even the chat was like that's kind of weird. That's a weird one. I didn't think about it that deep. Huh.
Continue the discussion of his employment with me, I will have to give some much needed context. I will be providing screenshots where applicable, but some of this is anecdotal, as much of our conversations were either over voice calls or in person. Further corroboration of the anecdotal evidence will be provided in the Google Drive. Wonder and I were still friends throughout the end of Sad Milk in 2020 as well as into 2021. During this time, he would often tell both Oz Media and myself how living in Austin, Texas was a nightmare for him. He would often complain about his roommates being terrible people, his friends being mostly terrible people and unmotivated to do well in life, and how his car was always breaking down and how his channel was not going in the direction he wanted. And then he talked about that last bit of family that he had moving away and he was essentially alone. I won't speak on behalf of Oz, but I know I was moved by Wonder's stories. Without going into personal...
Oh man.
No, you're okay. So imagine this. To try to vindicate yourself, right, in a YouTube drama, you're going to air out someone else's personal story and situation. That is that's not good. I don't like that.
There needs to be a good reason for it.
There needs to be a really good fucking reason for it. Like
Wonder looks like a victim right now, you know, and then
she's just like, hey, he needed a therapist. His life fucking sucked. Like, here we go.
Details, I was pretty horrified by what he had explained happened in his past. I was saddened by how he constantly talked about how bad his life was and how he felt like a failure. He said he felt alone, depressed, and uncertain of the future. And at that...
Man, that's just a bucket of bummer, am I right?
It's just a bucket of bummer.
It's just a bucket of bummer. It's like that Twitch streamer that fucking got shit on in his chat because somebody was trauma dumping. He's like, that's a bucket of bummer. Nobody wants you to trauma dump in my fucking chat. Like,
point, I knew I wanted to help him in whatever way I could. At the end of 2020, I paid for his tickets to visit Oz and me in Colorado. During this trip, we discussed the possibility of Wonder moving out to Colorado due to his discontent with his life in Texas. Oz Media and I had just moved into his newly purchased home in April 2021, and he decided to welcome Wonder into his house. Unless Oz Media was doing so without my understanding, Wonder was not charged any rent, utilities, or internet for sharing our living space. Later in May 2021, we welcomed Wonder into the house. Oz even personally drove down to Texas to get Wonder and his dog.
Hey, you know, that time I said someone to get you with my car, and we drove you from Austin to live with us in Colorado. Don't you remember the nice things I did for you? Don't you remember the nice things I did for you before you tried to take my gabagool? Fuck you.
James, I want to explain my perspective a little bit here. At this point, I was finally starting to feel comfortable with my channel, and I felt that I was in a good position to be able to help somebody out and truly change the lives of one of my close friends. I was in what I felt was a privileged position, and I wanted to share that with someone I cared about and wanted to see succeed. With that in mind, I decided to hire Wonder to do some editing work for my channel. And now we can get back to the continuation of discussing Wonder's employment. Wonder was hired on June 7th,
You didn't need to talk about any of that.
Yeah, there was really
You didn't
no
need to talk about any of that.
There was no need to bring that up. Just focus on the things that happened involving the business end of things and the payment issues and the editing issues. There's no reason to get personally fucking deep. He didn't even say anything
the chat brings up hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, were we not talking about contract workers? Now we're talking about salaried employees.
Oh,
What's going on here?
Hello,
IRS.
This is getting a little too sus for me at this point.
Salaried at $50,000.
But I ain't no
to be
snitch.
frank, I just really
snitching to
wanted
the
him to have an
IRS.
easier job so that he could focus on his personal channel, as he had told me numerous times that was his ultimate goal.
See, she has the
only
title
task was to
CEO. Did you see that?
So I think it's because she hired him herself.
Yeah, for Illuminaughtii.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking. That he worked on the sad milk stuff as like a side thing, I guess, is what she's trying to imply.
To be frank, I just really wanted him to have an easier job so that he could focus on his personal channel, as he had told me numerous times that was his ultimate goal.
Man, that's a better fucking contract that they got with Keem.
His only task was to edit short clips
I didn't
from
say
the
that.
live streams that I did so that I could post them onto my secondary channel, Illuminaughtii. In addition to
It's a
his
joke.
salary, he received all benefits that I have for all of my salaried employees, which include a 401k, full health insurance, and an internal benefit I created for my team called an LSA.
Forgot to mention, but I also have volunteer reimbursement program where if any employee volunteers in their community, I will reimburse them at a rate of $25 an hour, up to $1,000 per year for doing so. What the fuck, man? Remember when YouTube was just like, "Hey, let's upload your content. It's a lot of fun."
I mean, I that's a great thing, you know.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I'm not shitting on her for like how the payment cycles work and stuff. I'm not shitting particularly on how much she was paying people. It's all the drama in between the paying people.
You know, I'm a punk guy. You know, being like a business owner is kind of fucking weird for me. But like, she bleeds fucking corpo. Like,
Yeah.
there's something.
There's something about it that's like if she was the CEO of Apple, it would be a lot. It'd be a fucked up place. It would be like if Steve Jobs came back from the dead.
Mrs. Succession over here, Illuminaughtii, man.
There's a little bit.
The LSA stands for a lifestyle spending account, and it's essentially more money to put on the table if you as an employee want it. It allows you to submit receipts for things that you've purchased, and I've seen things like groceries, pet supplies, books, new tires for cars, massages, mortgage payments, and so much more. And essentially, I'll reimburse those into more income. During his employment, he never took advantage of any of the benefits that were made available to him. The content for Wonder to edit was dependent on me being able to live stream. During this time, I unfortunately only had 2 streams for him to work on, which Wonder would have been able to produce about 4 videos from. Wonder did not meet the deadlines for either stream. Despite this, I kept him on payroll. I continued his pay, even though no work had ever been completed.
Why didn't you fire him then? Why continue to have him on? Because you felt sorry for him? You're not a... How the fuck do you tout yourself as a good businesswoman and then do stupid shit like this? What the fuck?
It's just weird how she has all these like incentives. Well, like, part of the incentive stuff is like that weird like savior complex thing she keeps doing throughout this entire video. Where it's like, look at all these things I offered up to him and he did not take advantage of it. Yeah, tons of employees don't take advantage of those things. Tons of employees don't put money into the 401k when it's offered to them.
Tons of employees don't even know that you offer that shit because they don't read the fucking contract.
It doesn't seem like he was in a position where he cared about the brass taxes, the 401k, all this other stuff. He was just more worried about like the immediate, can I afford food and pay the bills?
Exactly. Hold on, I'm just fixing something real quick. There we go.
Although there was only a minuscule amount of work for Wonder to do, he still managed to act up within company spaces. He made inappropriate comments on forums that were visible to other employees. He didn't complete tasks that were...
What were the comments?
He was stuck in the elevator and he said guys instead of folks.
That was the issue. But like, there's no... I don't remember if there's any sort of like screenshot proof of like forums he was saying fucked up shit that the employees saw.
Like what, a Slack or something, right?
Yeah,
There should be
yeah.
evidence of this.
Yeah,
She
imagine
doesn't have
like,
any evidence.
bro, Slack is such a weird fucking thing, bro. It's so
It's Discord for millennial tech workers.
Dude, Slack is so funny. My friend worked for so many fucking companies that had Slack, and every time you like, you here, take a look at this, and it was like really fucking edgy shit in the Slack group chats. I was like, whoa. I was like, you guys get away with that? He goes, yeah, of course.
Assigned to him, and he failed to follow company protocol. I have a strict policy regarding formal disciplines, and within his short time of working with me, he had already met the criteria for termination.
Bro, she needs like a board of directors or something. I think she gets so high off this.
Yeah, I was about to say she needs to get she needs to get a group.
She shouldn't be in YouTube. She should be in like corporate Wall Street.
Yeah, the way
Holy
that
shit.
the way that she runs her channels, she doesn't see them as like, this is me like analyzing based on her past actions and current actions, right? Her mindset, from what I'm deducing from all of this, is that she doesn't look at YouTube as like a fun thing to do. It comes across as like, this is a business, and if you don't follow the rules of the business, you're fucked. But it's YouTube. Like, yeah, you can either make a business and make money, you could do that, or you can have fun with it, or you can find a way to balance both. My issue is that she doesn't look like she has a balance. It's either all a business or it's not a business at all. And that's not a good mindset, at least for me with YouTube, because you want it to be fun. Like, you're doing a job that people would fucking kill to do. Just hanging out, making content. Like, people would kill for that shit. Like, why are you taking it like you work at fucking Apple, where you have like fucking overseas deadlines to send iPhones to China or some shit?
Now, let's move on to the legalities that Wonder brought up in regards to how he claims that he ended up with no car, barely any clothing, no money, and no home. Which leads me to one of the stupidest mistakes of my life. After repeatedly hearing Wonder say how desperately he needed a car, and after believing what he said about how miserable he was, I decided to try and help my friend in a way that I now realize was pretty idiotic. I look back at this decision with regret and embarrassment. This part will get a little nitty-gritty with the details, but I believe I need to fully flesh out all of the information to give you the full picture. After many in-depth discussions with Wonder, I made the decision to purchase a vehicle that he had already agreed to enter into a rent-to-own contract with said vehicle. On June 12th, 2021, Ozmedia and I collectively decided to take out a loan together in the amount of $42,359.69.
What? Oh my fucking god, why?
Why wasn't it just a used car? Why'd you buy him a new car?
That's the part that is blowing my mind. I've heard that like 3 times now, and this is like my 4th time hearing that, and I'm still sitting here in complete shock. Like, yeah, you want to help someone out. Okay, fine. Satiate the savior complex, right? Why are you buying a BMW, a 2021 BMW that would cost you $61,000? Why?
Why are you co-signing on that? You know, it's like there's other ways that you could have helped, like a used car, like what? This is
like a good used car, like 10, 15
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, geez, listen, he just needs a car, not like a good used car. Like, it could be like farting out like smog or something from the back, you know, 3K, 4K, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking co-signing on that?
A
2021 BMW? Like, did you want that? There's no way that Wonder was like, I need this specific BMW. What?
I'm like in complete shock. This is like the 4th time I've heard it, and I still cannot believe that this was done in the first place. Like, yeah, she does say it was stupid of me to do that. Very much so, Blair. Very, very much so.
A Lorelite in the chat. I'm convinced she did this to make Wonder financially controlled by her. Yeah, that's my thought process on that as well.
I don't think it goes that far. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think she just stupidly, because she has money, was like, I'll just buy him a BMW. Fuck it. Some people are like that stupid with money. Some people.
That's possible, but I think the reason I can see that is because she had control over all the finances and all these group projects.
Yeah.
You know?
I get where you're coming from with the idea that that could
He
potentially
holds leverage
be it.
over people that way. That's a good way to hold leverage over someone.
That's a great way to hold leverage, but that's like a personal thing. That's not just like, oh, we have a YouTube channel together. That's like, if you like, let's say she did that with the sole express purpose to hold financial like overlordship over him, right? And if he fucks up, she's like, you're indebted to me for the rest of your life. I think that's fucking a little far. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm totally on board with that idea, but it's still stupid regardless. She bought a 61K car.
Yeah, and it's like Wonder is underperforming at work and doing bad and also not paying home bills, and you're like gonna buy him a car? What?
Yeah, that's the confusion part. Maybe she's just stupid with her money. Maybe that's what it is. I want to give the benefit of the doubt of this specific instance of like buying a 2021 vehicle, right? Like she's still an asshole, but I wouldn't say like fully 100% like corporate overlord. Like I bought this $21,000 car, and if you fuck up, your life is mine. You know what I mean?
Sense. Additionally, I brought $28,346.79 in cash as a deposit. Wonder did not contribute to the deposit on the car. With this rent-to-own contract, I agreed to only charge Wonder the cost of the loan and not the full value of the car itself, meaning within a 24-month period, he would have only paid $14,120.12 for a car that, when purchased, went for a grand total of $61,000.
I can't hear this. This is so
What the sense in there, bro? This is insane. I've never seen somebody so bad with money. This is an incredibly generous thing to do. But
it's such a stupid.
like all
thing to
these
do.
like job place incentives she has, like what's the fucking catch?
Yeah.
Like there's a catch here.
It looks like a catch, right? I don't want to say that about the car, but everything else kind of looks like a catch. This is just fucking retarded. This is retarded to do, Blair.
$1,386.23. And let me be clear here. Aside from him accepting my job offer, this was the only legal documentation between the two of us. I will have all of the stipulations of our rent-to-own agreement on the screen now, but just know that the most important thing was that after 2 years of consecutive car payments and following all of the stipulations, the vehicle title would be transferred over to Wonder, with the amount that we put into the car as well as payments on the car that I continued to make monthly. He would own the car outright with no lingering auto debt after that 24-month period. In a DM with me, Wonder later told me that if he hadn't accepted my job offer and my rent-to-own agreement, that he would still have an apartment, a car, and close to $10K in his bank account. I'd like to reiterate that unless Oz was charging rent without my knowledge, Wonder was living rent-free while earning $1,923.08 every other week, and would have to pay only $588.34 once a month. I don't claim to know the ins and outs of his finances whatsoever, and I very much was not involved with what he was doing with his bank accounts, but I fail to see how I could possibly cost him $10,000. In reality, the agreement I made with Wonder would have me lose $47,266.11. And again, looking back at this, I feel extremely foolish for ever even agreeing to such an arrangement.
Okay, so let's take a look at Wonder and what he says. Let's see here. I want to see, does he talk about the car in the twit longer? Yep, he does.
Said,
yep,
yeah.
He talks about the car in the twit longer. Okay, so let's go over some of Wonder's responses to what Blair is stating here. As many of you are aware, Blair has come public with her side of the story, the Sad Milk members, and I expected either this or her burying it. I'm aware how opinions are formed, so I'll explain briefly since I am working on a video response. I work full-time, so it may take a moment to complete. Blair has come forward with a lot of information I did not initially come forward with. This was an active decision on my part. A lot of this information is part of a pending small claims lawsuit. My county is entirely backed up and in the state of Texas. I have 2 years to file, which has given Blair ample time to do the right thing. I will get to that, but first let's rewind, and I want to address a handful of things. All right, hey Diesel, do you think you could read this? My fucking throat's killing me.
Sure. I will read it.
Yeah, let me pull that up. I'm gonna get some water real quick. I'm gonna let Diesel fucking read this to you guys.
All right, gamers. I'll get to that, but first let's rewind as I want to address a handful of things. I'd like to start with the blatant lie on my role as a Sad Milk editor. I did not become an editor to cover my share of the joint editor payments. I was living paycheck to paycheck, yet always paid my share. I became an editor for Sad Milk after they loved a demo I submitted. I was so new to contract work that I personally thought $20 is fair pay for my work. As somebody who teaches editors, that's like a good initial pay rate, depending if it's like a small business. But yeah, you can easily take that up very quickly, especially if you're skilled. Which obviously I was compensated more than that, which is good to hear. In my span of Sad Milk, I edited roughly to 3 to 4 videos. Sad Milk was a channel that lasted almost over a year. I was not an active editor, so to say I paid editors via my own edits is inaccurate. About 3 months in, Sad Milk became profitable, and we stopped doing shared payments because the money from the channel went to the editors rather than coming out of the Sad Milk members' pockets. We had our Sad Milk fund, and then we had editors who got paid via the Sad Milk payroll. When I did edits, I was an editor. I made a claim that I had delayed payment from her. This was due to her former channel manager telling me 2 years later that Blair had been spending on food, cars, etc., while lying to employees about why money is being moved around and payments are delayed. He knows who he is. That is for him to tell if he chooses.
So there's another person out there involved.
Like, this is such a wild accusation.
That's a little fucking. That's a little fucking crazy. That's just a little crazy.
What is she hiding, moving the money around, huh?
Yeah, that's a little weird. He knows who he is. Oof.
I gotta find out who that person is. I gotta do some digging.
That's an interesting person. Whoever you are more than welcome to reach out to me or FPS Diesel. We are very curious to hear your side.
I won't divulge who you are if you don't want to come forward.
Yeah,
but...
me neither. I'm just curious. I have such high curiosity for this.
I'm not speaking on the click allegations because that's his story to tell, which he intends to do. Regarding the Christmas vlog, I helped last second with an expensive video we all put work in because the person Blair contracted did not do a job that I believe met the standard of our channel. A person Blair later herself fired. I took on the role as editor last second to help out a channel I thought we all cared about while editing content of my own. For context, this video we all flew to Colorado to film an IRL video. Blair spent a large amount of money so we could build gingerbread houses. I've seen this video. It was fun. It was expensive. She hired an editor and never checked in on his updates. It was Christmas Eve video, so when the video was barely on time, I was stressed that it was not up to the quality for a video we all worked really hard to make. Sad Milk represented my name, Blair's name, Oz's name. Blair wanted to help with the channel. Blair made it clear she felt like she did not receive help. So from where I'm sitting, it comes across as contradictory when she attacks my way of helping. I did not believe Blair would be okay with a scuffed audio popping, bleak video going live on the channel because she never checked in on the editor she hired. If I am wrong, then I apologize. Christmas Day. You stated that the video went live on Christmas Eve, so it does not make sense that I would miss Christmas with my brother and father. Let me explain. I had stayed up the entire night prior to work on my own content and pulled an all-nighter to fix the Christmas Eve video. My sleep schedule was screwed for that video, so come Christmas, I was too exhausted to see my family due to overwork and last-minute fixes. Editorial exhaustion. Blair goes on to inaccurately describe my living situation. She also openly spoke of the city where I lived. While I have been open about it before in the past, I did not believe that she would be pleased with revealing on a video that she lives in Colorado Springs.
Oh, God. He got more specific. I'll admit it. He got way more specific. She just said Colorado. Now he says Colorado Springs.
That was definitely a deliberate dig back.
Okay. Listen, bro, you're taking it a little far. You're taking it a little far. Dude.
That's not cool.
That's an eye for an eye, bro. You should not do that. I'll keep a buck with you, dude. I know it's a large fucking area, but like still.
All right. Other points I'll further expand on later are as follows. I never complained about my car breaking down. It was not old. It was a 2011 sedan. I never said my car would break down if I made the trip. I did not want to take a small sedan back and forth when I could clearly spend $4,000 for selling it. My brother instead got the car for free after his died. My complaint with the car was that it had a massive dent from someone who had rear-ended me. I did not have multiple roommates. I had one, singular. My friends are not terrible people. They are family. I was frustrated by the lack of dishes being done and being locked out of my home twice by my roommate.
What? What? That's what she's trying to say is life was shit.
That's so. Why would she exaggerate that? That's a weird one. Weird if true.
Weird if true, but that's fucking
yeah.
hilarious. That's if
We
it
were
is
growing
true,
apart.
If it is true, that's funny.
We were growing apart. I love them, but they don't do content. I don't hold that against them. I just wanted to meet a circle who did what I did. Completely reasonable, I think, right? I never once asked for Blair's help in terms of cars or living situations. In fact, I declined offers due to not wanting to be a freeloader of any kind. Blair said I did not pay rent, yet she leaves out the fact that I was only supposed to stay until August when I took a job in February. This was because Blair was building a home to get into real estate. Oh my God, she's a landlord and a bread tuber.
Of
What
course.
is she? She's a living contradiction.
I was
It's
about to say,
lovely.
bread tubers and people that are like super left leaning hate landlords.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting dichotomy that's going on right now, Blair.
Oh man, I was supposed to move into this home and pay her every month. She was going to be my landlord.
Oh God.
When I had ended my lease, I was notified last second that December would be the new date. I stated I was uneasy here. The editing job was okay, hold on. I got to go back to the landlord thing. So to get into real estate, she's building a home. That is bananas.
Why not
didn't
just
you
buy a
buy
run?
one?
Yeah, I was about to say, but most of the people up here in Buffalo, they'll buy like the rundown homes and just completely turn them inside out, completely rip everything out, fix it, make it modern, and then resell it for like 3 times the value, or
You
rent
know
it
what I'm
out.
noticing? A long history of Blair making incredibly humongous expenses.
It's starting to come across that way. It looks like, it smells like, it kind of feels like Blair's bad at money. Where does the money go, Blair?
When I had ended my lease, I was notified. I read that the editing job was not easy due to her erratic schedule. She also had one video for me to do, as she had another editor doing another video. I was given an extension because my computer software bricked itself. I flew to Colorado to pick up another computer. I came back and worked for 20 hours to get the video done. I was locked out of editor files and then fired for not meeting deadlines. I was not kept on payroll for any longer. I asked before Blair had work how I could pull my weight. Blair's podcast, her soap shop. I love that she sells soap. That's so funny.
Of course she sells soap. Of course.
She's oh man, I wonder what her sign is.
Oh
You
God.
think she's a Cancer or a Taurus?
I thought you were trying to make a joke on the Cancer thing.
She gives me big Gemini vibes, Chris.
Oh my God. I don't believe in that crap.
I know, I could get you going on a run.
Don't even get me started. I will literally sit here for another hour and start screaming about how retarded that shit is. Sidebar. You know what? Fuck it, we're doing it. Listen.
Oh no,
Anybody who believes in star signs, I have a problem with you. Legitimately. Do you understand that a ball of gas millions, billions of light years away does not fucking matter? We subscribed our own fucking feelings to a bunch of random dots in the fucking sky, and you were like, that one looks like a crab. That one looks like twins. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't determine your fucking. It doesn't determine your fucking personality.
Chris is feeling Mercury in retrograde right now. Don't take it too personally, okay?
Such retarded shit. And everyone in the such a Leo and a Taurus moment. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Such a Taurus moment.
Funny enough,
Right.
I'm not that. So you're all fucking wrong. You don't know shit.
What's your sign, Chris?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, fuck you. What's your birthday?
I'm not telling you either. I'll tell you off camera, you fuck.
Oh my god. I did and asked every day what I could do. Blair did not stream and she had no schedule or anything an editor would need for a professional boss. She did not want short clips. She wanted 20 to 40-minute VODs, and this was not a challenge for me. The deadlines fell on computers, not my ability as an editor. All while Blair was subtweeting me online as my boss. Yikes, yikes, yikes. The claims that I was speaking inappropriately on forums is false. I've never been made aware of this, and even if it were true, why did Blair not reach out to me as my boss? Yes, yes, exactly. This is a baseless claim with no weight.
Dude,
Uh,
Prezi got in the chat. She sells soap but doesn't use it.
Based.
God fucking damn it, bro.
Why did I go off on Blair? Because I was being harassed by my employer, who had a hand on every aspect of my life. Yeah, my car, my money, my home, but there was not a dollar value amount you can pay me for to be a verbal punching bag. The reason I went home was to visit my dad because I felt trapped under Blair's roof. As for the car, the contract was not legally binding. I had an ex-police officer, a former contract maker, and a lawyer look over it. It's a fluff contract. I did have insurance. The car never resided in Austin, Texas. I was not living there. My address had been changed to Colorado Springs. I had discussed with Oz due to Blair and I not being on speaking terms about returning the car. Blair asked that I paid the depreciation value, and I agreed. Meanwhile, I would pay even without having the car. When I asked to see what was legally bound to, I never received an answer. Blair then, in the dead of night, came to my father's home and revoked the car, along with all of my
What?
possessions inside it.
Wait a minute. So she went to where he was and just fucking took the car. Holy shit.
That's crazy if true.
Oh,
wow.
if that is true, that's fucking nuclear.
Oh,
Going in
man.
person, that's nuclear. I'm starting to
I-
see your side of what you were saying before now. Now I'm seeing it. Now I'm
man.
seeing it. Now I'm seeing it. I'm seeing your position now.
I went by the BMW dealership and they said I could bring it back later that week and they could fix it no problem. I was there to blowing a flat. Blair has this record. I would have not returned a car in that state, and I never intended to. Blair revoked the car because she knew I was not legally bound to it. I had no way. See, Blair writes all these contracts, and I think she doesn't write them well enough to like.
Yeah, they seem like they have so many holes to like poke through them with. Jesus Christ.
I had no way to retrieve my belongings that were taken in the car in Colorado. I had no money to my name due to moving, insurance, and monthly car payments, followed by deposits and application fees for apartments. I sent multiple legal demand letters for my belongings after Blair said she would make arrangements to return them, which she never followed through on. My father contacted on my behalf for months. Her lawyer said he would go after my dad and I for harassment. Legalities are not threats, and I was and continue to be within my rights.
Whoa.
As per
She said that she was going to get in contact with a lawyer to stop their quote-unquote harassment. Dude.
I talked with some people behind the scenes, and the legal threat thing is apparently common.
It is.
Yeah, I can't back it up with a specific name.
Right,
but
right. Let's not
Yeah.
speculate on it then.
personal opinion take there.
Yeah, personal opinion.
Yeah, as per the contract, it was not legally binding. However, if it were, I had paid for a full month of the car, and it was repossessed before that time. So if it were legally binding, Blair would owe me that remaining amount for that month.
Oh.
I'll touch on the more serious topics such as my mental health, my dog, further information regarding when I compile a video. I work full-time, you can manage. I'm very drained from the situation. Before I go, I'd like to touch on one thing. I am aware doubt is cast on my claims and that Blair has receipts, but I'd like to point out a very blatant lie. It was stated in the video that I went into a room that was off limits and used for unboxing, and that was my intention to humiliate Blair and Oz. I'd like to point out that Blair scrutinized the image, which is why I don't understand that she could not see that the bed in the photo was purchased after I had already left.
Oh
I
God!
could have not taken that photo, nor did I go into that room. I did not want to share every image due to it not being my home, rather my friends. Blair, I did not take these photos. Oz Media.
Whoa! Nuclear, bro! Oh no!
This is the state of your home 2 years after I left. To watch you manipulate my friend throughout this video while you trash his home and made him live in fear horrifies me. Oz reached out to me a few months ago telling me he finally saw you for who you were. He apologized to me profusely, and I had doubts at first, but we are working on our friendship, and Oz will always hold a special place in my heart. No matter what, he is my friend, and you blatantly lied about a photo he took. Also, to say I don't care about my dog when Blair let Casper live in those conditions is beyond hypocritical. I'll touch base on more of this in my video, but I love both Casper and James. While Blair was gone, I would sit in my room with both of them, watch videos of hawks until we all napped. This post has gone on long enough, so please allow me time to properly produce my voice and thoughts in a video, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's all this, yeah.
Then
I'm not
he
afraid
has,
of you, Blair.
he has receipts.
Yeah, he has all these receipts. Oh, fucking hell. That's a lot. That's a lot to go off of. But you guys are getting it now, right? So Blair puts out this information to be like, hey, you know, Wonder is a fucking loser, and he took my therapist. And these photos, have you seen these photos, Diesel? There's more.
Of course I have.
There's more photos, and
More.
there's more of them, and right there, Oz Media.
There we go. Oz Media. So it wasn't.
Boom. Wow, Blair. Wow.
So
So
she.
so
this
you
is an
said-
unboxing room.
So you said that Wonder took these photos. Why is Oz the one posting it back in January?
Wow.
Huh?
So
Aw, Blair.
how is this an unboxing room? What, you just got an extra mattress in there?
Well, look, it's also in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
It goes into the kitchen. It's not just that particular room. It goes into the kitchen. There's this angle of the room, this angle of the room. I don't know where this is located. This looks like a completely different room in its entirety. She's a fucking slob. I cannot fucking wait for all of her shit to be gone. That's from Oz, Blair. That's from Oz. Bro. And you said it was fucking Wonder? Were you aware that Oz took those photos? Or did you just find out that Oz took these photos?
I need to clean my room now. God.
Ugh, ooh, Blair. Ugh. Some people are saying Chris Chan house. I wouldn't call it that bad. I'll be honest. Have you seen Chris Chan's house? It's fucking horrifying. Well, the house burnt down, so you can't see it.
God, so much personal details are being brought out.
Yeah, very,
Two
very
outstanding
personal.
Instances that voided our agreement and constituted the repossession of my vehicle. The first was the proof of insurance that Wonder never provided. Insurance that is something federally required of any vehicle on the road in the
Now that you guys have the context of what Wonder said, let's see what Blair has to say.
United States. The second infraction on our agreement occurred when Wonderstruck left the state of Colorado to go back to Austin, Texas. You can clearly see these stipulations in the document on the screen right now. Due to multiple defaults by Wonder in our contract, I felt that I had no choice but to repossess the vehicle, which was my property because I am the one who owned it. When I landed in Austin, Texas, I called the non-emergency Austin PD 311 number to explain the situation to them. I told them that I had all of my title documents on me, I had the extra key, I had my insurance cards for the vehicle, and I asked them how I should proceed. They told me they were unconcerned as I was well within my legal right to collect my own property. They furthermore offered me a police escort for the repossession if I wasn't able to collect the car on my own. So on July 29th, 2021, I was able to get a hold of my vehicle and I took back my property. I would like to take a moment to bring up the condition of the vehicle upon its repossession.
This is my favorite part of the car combo. This is my favorite part of the car combo. It's fucking hilarious.
In 1 month of using the vehicle, the car was visibly soiled, trash was littered in the car, it contained dirty clothing which consisted of I think 2 pairs of dirty boxers and maybe 3
Why did she have to bring up the box?
She has the nerve to talk about the 3 underwear in the car.
Yeah.
Not the fucking piles of boxes in her house.
It's not all the box. It's not all the shit.
Look at
around
that
the
beautiful
car.
luxury car she quote unquote bought for her quote unquote friend. Bullshit.
Dude, those
She wanted a
seats.
BMW and wanted to pass it off as a gift.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. Dude, that's a nice looking car just from the interior. That's an expensive ass car. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Brings up his fucking dirty boxers too. Holy shit, dude. Did you have to add that part?
Match socks. There was also a huge crack that went across most of the windshield, and for some reason, the glove box compartment in the front passenger seat was somehow broken. The state of the vehicle was shocking, to be honest, but at this point, I was just happy to have my car back and know that it couldn't be damaged.
It's not that dirty.
Well, to be honest, I'll be real. The crack in the windshield, that's expensive. And the glove box thing, that's pretty bad. The car being dirty, it doesn't look that dirty. Now, I didn't see where the soiling happened, you know? But, like, there's some damage to the car. I will give her that credit. I'll give her that credit, you know? Where it's like, yeah, the car was damaged. There's a fucking gigantic crack through the windshield. That's a lot of fucking money to fix that shit. I'm so happy to have my dirty BMW back. Holy shit.
And Oz, I want to thank you again for helping me throughout this entire situation.
Man, she's thanking Oz right now, but
You knew better than anyone how much this situation affected the both of us, and I can't express how much your support meant and continues to mean to me. I know he yelled and screamed extensively at both of us. You didn't deserve that, and I didn't either. But I'm still sorry that this hurt you too.
Man, the context of seeing that Oz took those pictures really changes that one up.
It really kind of just throws that whole shit. That's really bad.
I just want to give a quick trigger warning here for the mention of...
Okay, I'm going to tell all of you right now, this part, I cannot believe is in the video. In all of its entirety. In my opinion, I don't know why this part was in the video. I don't know why the fuck she's bringing up the mental health of Wonder. I understand that he said that, you know, the therapist was stolen from her or whatever. And like, this is too far, Blair. It's way too far. There's no reason for you to speak about somebody's mental health in this situation.
Suicide and suicidal intention. After the car was back in my possession on the 29th of July, Oz and I received numerous messages from Wonder, which will be available in the Google Drive. What I specifically would like to highlight is that he insinuates that he had intention to and was taking action to arm himself to end his life. In a message directly with me, he explicitly told me that, quote, I was legit trying to get into my dad's gun cabinet to fucking kill myself. Either way, out of concern, I called the Austin Police Department non-emergency line to ask for a wellness check. And when I explained to the operator what was the situation at hand, they immediately transferred me to the 911 dispatcher. I then read the messages to them, and I gave the 911 operator the last known place of his residence in Texas, which was his dad's house, to perform a wellness check. The operator then told me not to arrange anything unless the police force is present. In his messages, Wonder states that he received a call from his therapist, which ultimately pulled him out of his intended plan. And let's take a moment to discuss the therapist. During his time in Colorado,
So she sets up the fact that he wanted to kill himself. Let's just be honest here. Let's not fucking dance around it. She sets up the idea that's like, okay, this is his mental health. He was planning on killing himself. I saved him by getting a wellness check, which I am not going to shit on her for that. If Wonder was actually considering taking their own life, good on her for reaching out for a wellness check. I'm not going to shit on that. My issue is bringing this up in the first place. When if you're gonna talk about the therapist part, right, you don't need to add that this person was planning on killing themselves to build up to your point about the therapist. You could just be like, hey, I offered a therapist to him. He was going through a rough time in his life and it didn't work out. Why the fuck are you airing out that he tried to kill himself?
See, I'm gonna give a very uncharitable take of Blair here, right? But she's painting this picture as, you know, Wonder is this unreliable narrator who's like mentally unwell. So really, can you trust what he has to say, kind of thing, right?
It kind of comes across that way.
It comes across that way, but you know, I'm reading between the lines. But that's a very uncharitable take.
That's an incredibly uncharitable. It's an uncharitable take. We're both acknowledging that, but
yeah.
It still just comes across to me as like, why the fuck would you add that in the first place?
It didn't need to be here whatsoever. It's just, it's so personal and
it's
just
too personal. And to dissuade and to beat the criticism of that or an allegation of she took my therapist or he took my therapist. Why the fuck does it matter that part where he's gonna kill
Be
himself?
careful, Blair. Be careful about sharing people's personal mental health struggles. You know, I'm not gonna talk about your personal mental health struggles, but I know about them. I know about them, lady. You want to be careful about that.
Jeez, Diesel.
That he wanted to seek therapy, and I think that's a fantastic decision. To help him with his process, I messaged my old therapist, who I did a lot of EMDR therapy with and helped me immensely. On screen is me reaching out to her to see if she was accepting any new clients. Confidential details are going to be censored in order to keep Wonder's privacy and integrity. Looking back, I probably shouldn't have recommended a therapist who was so life-changing for me to somebody else. Therapy is a continual journey. You can come in and out as needed. And unfortunately, after I recommended Wonder to this therapist, there began a conflict of interest, and I could no longer in good conscience see her for her services. Wonder, I am so incredibly sorry that I unintentionally created a conflict of interest between the two of us in regards to this therapist. I did not mean to make
The
that
therapist
an
is
issue.
the conflict of interest. It didn't start at you buying the home that he's gonna live in or the car.
It's the therapist, guys. It's just the therapist. It's just the
Or like
therapist.
having him live with you, buying his equipment.
Buying his equipment, the car, building the house, having him live there. Yeah, but it was all the therapist. The conflict of interest was the therapist. How can anyone think this is a good video?
You know what? I'm like really trying not to throw shots at other people today.
Oh yeah, neither am I. But like, I can't.
But I don't know how you can watch this fucking video and go, "This is a great video. She addressed all the points and fucking corrected people." Like, if you spend any time if you spend any time like working professionally or like being a business person, as most YouTubers are independent businesses, then you would look at this and go, "What the fuck is this lady doing?" Like.
Yeah.
You would literally have to not be paying attention to a single fucking thing she says. Just because you pull up her receipts in a video does not mean you are being genuine. You know, the best liars in the business are the ones that are able to weave in things true with their lies, right? So that way they're not just going off and going on random fucking schizophrenic rants. And that's what makes this fucking Blair's video good.
Yeah.
You know?
Between us at all.
Oh, good. Now we have to talk about Wonder's dog.
Oh my god, bro.
Now we have to talk about the dog.
When Wonder arrived in Colorado, to say he packed lightly would be a bit of an understatement. He arrived with barely any clothing, no food for his dog, not even a collar for his dog, just a bandana. As Wonder mentions on Twitter, that short amount of time we lived together was absolutely a nightmare. The tension began with our dogs and his unwillingness to...
I don't know why this is part of it.
This is inappropriate. This is so inappropriate.
What is the point of adding the part with the dogs? He didn't even allege anything about the dogs, and you brought this out yourself.
To help ease the situation between our pets.
Camus, I know.
Everything
Trust
I
me,
thought of at the
I
time
know.
to introduce James and Casper in a way that facilitated a good relationship between the dogs. They met on neutral ground at a dog park and only had supervised play at the house. Wonder did not want to facilitate the dog play, so this really only happened under mine and Oz's supervision. And when both myself and Oz would leave the house and Wonder would stay home, he has multiple times locked Casper away in an empty room while James got free roam over the entire house. I don't want to claim that I'm any sort of dog specialist, but I do know that James was the new dog in this house that Casper had already been living in. And dogs are territorial by nature, that this was Casper's house and now suddenly he was being locked away. Additionally, James had multiple accidents in the home and Wonder would not clean them. It was Oz who ended up taking on that responsibility.
God damn it, this is so fucking petty. This is so petty it like hurts.
This is beyond the scope of what was brought up.
Yeah, this is way beyond what needed to be addressed in the first place.
Oh my god, bro, I am so fucking livid. You know, oh boy. Okay.
There's no need to bring this up.
During Wonder's stay in Colorado, his actions and inactions regarding the care of his dog James were a main cause of tension in the house. Not only did it seem like James was receiving inadequate care due to the lack of identification with a collar, lack of food, lack of toys, and more, but Wonder was unwilling to do his part as a pet owner, to keep the peace between the dogs too. Wonder's lack of responsibility led to multiple incidents in addition to what I've previously mentioned. Firstly, James bit Casper, and bit his ear so hard that Casper Casper bled.
I shouldn't
At this
have
point,
laughed.
I took Casper to live with my sister as I no longer.
I'm not laughing at the dogs hurting each other. I'm fucking. Fuck! I'm just laughing at the absurdity that this was even added in the first place. Oh god, I shouldn't have laughed at
Felt
that.
comfortable having Casper alone in the house with Wonder and James. I reached out to my good friend who's also a dog trainer to see if he could help me with the situation. The second incident occurred on June 24th, 2021. On the night of the 23rd, Oz and Wonder went out together. I was exhausted, and so before they both left, I let them know that I was going to bed, which is exactly what I did. I was woken up at 2:30 in the morning by Oz because Wonder was panicking because James was gone. Wonder admitted that he took James outside to go potty, then having forgotten he had done so, he left James outside while Wonder left the house with Oz.
Why did she say
That means that
potty?
he left his own dog outside unsupervised for hours on end in the middle of the night. If I was aware that James was outside unsupervised, I would have done everything to ensure his safety and brought him back inside. There was unfortunately nothing I could do as I was already downstairs in my room sleeping by the time this was all unfolding. When I was woken up by Oz, I got on the Nextdoor app and I immediately made a post to try and locate James. Got a response around 10 a.m. the next day with a call from someone who had thankfully located James. The only evidence I have of this series of events is photos of James that Wonder sent to me at 3:05 in the morning on June 24th, because I needed some photos to post on Nextdoor. As for the photo that Wonder posted claiming that I live in a hoarder home, I want to clarify that, as previously stated, Oz and I had only started moving into the home around mid-April 2021. I still had my room from a shared lease with multiple roommates until June 1st. During Wonder's stay, I was still in the process of moving in and unpacking. Furthermore, the photo he shows is a photo of a room that wasn't lived in by anyone in the house, and it was being used as a temporary storage and unpacking site while everyone was moving in.
Man,
Yikes. Yeah, so that was a fucking lie.
Blair, I'm gonna give. All right, listen, we're shitting on Blair a lot here, but I might give her the benefit of the doubt that she thought at first when the video was being recorded that Wonder posted the videos and not Oz. But I don't know.
One could possibly say that her home was soiled with items, possibly more than 3 boxers.
Yeah, but one could say that there was a lot of shit around the house.
Yes.
One could say that.
To further exemplify this, I would like to show you some photos I have of Casper in my room from that same time. And I would like to highlight a couple things, which I feel this is very nitpicky, but because this was brought up in such a manner, I feel that this is kind of the way to dispel this. And again, normally I wouldn't point out small things like this, but I really feel as I need to. If you go ahead and look at the sheets on the bed, it's not the same ones as the one that are on.
This is like when Keffels got doxxed for their sheets. Do you see the thread count? Do you see the kind of sheets they have?
Yeah.
It's entirely different than the sheets there. So that means, oh fucking hell, so goddamn stupid.
On the floor in the photo he took. At the time, Colorado is still very cold in April, and I had a full goose down comforter on the bed. And as you can see with photos of literally Casper's Instagram with the tagged dates on it below as well, you can see that my bed also, albeit a bit gaudy, has a silver headboard with little, like, you know, little crystals and mirrors and silver tuffeting.
Oh,
I feel the
don't worry,
need to
Blair.
point
I
out
know
these
you're
minor-
gaudy. I know what you are. It's okay.
Yeah, I know you're
All right.
gaudy.
I know you're a little Miss Sequins, bitch. I get it. All right, God.
God, I get it.
minor
I'm being
details
really
since the
petty.
You're being petty, but it's deserved.
Like,
it's deserved at this point.
fuck. This is. Listen, Blair is the type of lady to go. What's that store that like little girls get their ears pierced in?
Fucking
Like Justice or whatever.
yeah, it's Justice.
Oh my God, she was like the worst, like Barbie girl Justice bitch.
Yeah, that's how it comes across. Fucking getting your ears pierced in Justice, bro.
Out of context photos of the house being moved into are being used as a way to show that I'm a supposed monster and that
Oh, it was
quote,
Claire's,
my
it was
home is a
Claire's.
mess,
Claire's.
like hoarder's bad. And just, what was the point of this, Wonder?
What was the point of you adding his potential suicide in the video? Can I ask that question, Blair? If we want to split hairs of why one person did one thing and another did another, hey, Blair, why did you add his suicide attempt to your video? If we're gonna go for severity of who added what to what, I'm pretty sure yours is really fucking bad.
Blair did a video on Claire's. Of course she did. Oh my god, I'm so great at reading people. I'm the best ever.
You're not. I'm not surprised. I'm not fucking surprised.
Why would you even bother posting something like this except to humiliate me? This was a room.
Ironic, isn't
What?
it?
Those in glass houses.
Yeah, ironic. Ironic, isn't it?
That we told you we were using to move, and we let you know it was off limits to you. That photo alone shows your consistent lack of respect for Oz's and my boundary.
Oh, Diesel. Diesel. It looks so bad now. It looks so bad. When did Augie post this? Today.
Wow.
Bro. Oh no. Oh no.
And wonder, I am sorry that I was ever friends with you. My short involvement in your
Oh
life
my
clearly caused
God.
you so much harm and emotional distress, and I never want that for any of my friends.
Oh my
Absent
god,
your presence,
boo-hoo, I'm the
I-
victim.
Very small, sad violin.
Oh man,
Again,
apparently she
want to
cries at
apologize.
the end of this. I can't remember, right?
Yeah, she does.
apologize.
Okay.
I hope you find peace.
Oh, here we go. I need to work on something real quick. Just give me a second, Diesel.
This is a really bad one. I'm surprised. You know, I watched it and I thought it was like mediocre, but now I'm like, I'm beyond.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, now that we have more information, it's definitely rough. Oh, hold on. I have to get that prepared. That I got to make this work. I got to make this work. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna lower that volume down. I'm such a dick.
This final section and this final person will be the hardest for me to address, so I plan on keeping this brief. Oz, you were right. I am afraid of looking stupid and weak online, and yet I am those things right now. You've been with me through a lot of really intense and personal situations in my life. You were there throughout the entire process of my mom's cancer diagnosis, her various treatments.
Okay, I feel
and
bad for her mom's
hospitalizations,
cancer.
and
I'll say
very
that.
many
I feel bad
times
for that.
when I had to run out the door suddenly because there was a crash cart in her room and they didn't know if she was going to make it. And you said you'd stay at the house and watch Casper so I could go to my mom. You were there for Casper's various hospitalizations when he would get sick throughout the years.
I'm not laughing at the dog.
And you helped me through a very difficult surgery recovery. I just want to say thank you for always being my support through all of my ups and downs. I know that a lot of these personal situations in my life left me very thin and sometimes irritable, and I want to say thank you for supporting me through it and talking me through some really hard times. Your support and your
Well, this is
friendship
aged
mean more to
interestingly.
me than I
This aged so poorly, bro. It aged
Oh,
so
boy.
it aged so poorly. It
Wow.
aged at maybe the poorest way possible. I'm kind of done, bro. It's just her
And
talking
she
about
didn't
Oz.
she didn't what she didn't like
She never
do this
addressed
in one
anything.
take. So she took time, walked back,
Yeah.
did the Oz section, and started crying. Like it clearly wasn't done in one take.
Yeah, no, it definitely
know?
wasn't done in one take. And the other aspect is that I don't believe that she actually like addresses anything Oz says. She just goes
I
off
know.
about like, Oz, you were my rock. Oz, you were this. Oz, you were that. There was no like debunking anything that Oz actually said.
Yeah, and then Oz comes out against Blair,
Yeah.
and that's it. So it's like now not only does she have nobody in her corner, you know, one of the ones that she was like putting the onus on that they agree with her plot line is not on the same page with her.
Exactly. It's completely destroyed, really, everything. on this. I want to read. I was told to read the comment section on Illuminautti's video. I want to
Well,
read.
she's been getting rid of detractor.
Oh no! I heard the positive comments are hilarious.
Oh boy.
I've heard that they're very interesting comments. I'm like done fucking listening to this fucking dribble. Oh wow, the fucking dislikes shot up the last time I tuned into this. Holy shit. Let's see here. Let's sort by new. Oh my god, 11,000. Jesus. Your room at the time didn't look bad. Looked pretty normal. Looked like a college student's dorm. Lol. I've seen a bunch of rooms. Also, it looks comfy. You said you were still moving in, and it makes sense. Everybody fucks up. You acknowledged it and apologized and moved on. They don't accept your apology. Still move on. Learn from it. Hey, Lumi. Honestly, I think I need a break. If you decide to take a break for however long you wish, remember we will always be here waiting for you. As a person who has about a handful of friends and experienced many failed friendships through my mother. Wait, what? I can see how immensely hurt you're feeling right now. Please rest. Thank you for transparency and taking accountability.
Oh my god, look at Johan's comment.
What did Johan say?
Oh, look, unsubbed woke C word.
Holy shit, Johan.
But
Jesus.
He self-censored it too. That's the funny part.
At least he self-censored it. Holy shit, Johan. Let's see here. I want to read one more. Not again. I thought the
Don't you dare compare those two things. You fucking 2 IQ smooth brain moron. Fucking
That's
step on a bunch of thumbtacks, you dumb bitch. Fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you.
I was literally, the minute I read that, the minute I saw it in my peripheral, I was like, oh, fuck, Diesel's in the car.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Not only is it not the same, this lady's fucking nuts. She's nuts, a terrible business person, just an incredible asshole. Fuck you. Hold on. Fucking Paige. I'm sorry. I need it. Paige, you're an idiot. I can't believe you watched this video and thought it was good. What the fuck do you do? God. Fucking idiots. Idiots. What do you, did people actually watch the video? Did they watch the same video we watched, Chris? No, I don't think they did.
No, I just think people are deluded in the one situation versus the... So this is my issue with a lot of the coverage on the video, right? Some people are looking at it as a historical, repeated situation that has been ongoing for 4 years. 4, right? The situation being is that people that are new coming into this only understand why people are mad at her for the legal eagle stuff and the spilled milk stuff. There is 4 years of documented issues by this person, and she does the deaf noodles thing where they'll like fucking do okay and then they'll circle back to their old habits and then do it all over again. I see Dennis trying to be better, and I've even talked to Dennis, but like still, like I use that as like my idea, right? It's called the Dennis loop, or you could use the Jalen cycle as another example. Illuminaughtii has their own version of the Jalen cycle. I won't use Dennis anymore. The Jalen cycle, where it's like fuck something up, don't apologize for it, double down, have a mental breakdown, cry about it, then do it all again later when they get in quotations redeemed. Like it's literally just a fucking circle.
Blair in this video, like, I'm sorry, I'm like fucking furious
by the quite fucking comment.
You don't even need to like know her history or anything. If you watch this video and you're not completely a fucking idiot, okay? This video is weird as fuck. Not only is it not an apology, she airs all this dirty laundry from people, and then immediately after, you know, the people who like are allegedly on her side, like odds come out against her as well. Like, then she just looks like a massive idiot when she's sitting there fucking crying. You know, it takes 2 seconds to, like, figure this shit out. You don't need to, like, dig into her personal history. Like, if you don't care about what happened in the past, fine. But even if we're just talking about this drama right here, this story right here, how can you look at this and go, oh, yeah, this is great. This completely cured all my problems with her.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't do any of that. This video, if anything, throws more questions into the situation versus like trying to actually get to a natural conclusion ending, or at least something positive comes out of this. It's just a cycle. She's done this before and it's continuous. It's continuing now. Nothing's changed. Like here, right here. You see this, Diesel? This is back in the day. It all started because of a fucking stupid situation over a fat joke on Tommy C's channel. Don't forget that. This all started because of a fat joke on Tommy C's channel to the point where it has escalated to her having over 1 million subscribers and has now employees that have had negative interactions with her to the point where they're saying living with her with hell on fucking earth. There's a lot of other aspects to it than just one fucking beef with Legal Eagle. She's done this before. That's my issue. She's done this before. Look at this chat. Look at this fucking Discord DM right here. She's been doing this forever. This is not a one-time occurrence. And yeah.
So dramatic.
And it's good that she like fucking apologized and everything. I'm not going to fucking shit on her for publicly apologizing. But the thing is that she doesn't fucking own up at all. Ever. And when she does, it's when it is convenient and when the public is turning against her. That is the only time that this shit happens. Instead of just being a good person through in and throughout. It's not that fucking hard not to be a dickhead. It really isn't that fucking hard. God. Is there anything else you want to add, Diesel?
Blair's apology is what happens when like you have to eat crow, right? It's an apology through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
Okay. Her hand was forced, so she apologized. But if she could have gotten away with the W, she would have taken it in a heartbeat, 100%.
100%. That's how I look at it, and I feel like objectively, that is how you could look at it. Even if we remove like the emotional aspect, right, of like screwing over Tommy and everything, even if we remove that still, to me, objectively, is a bad video. There are so many things that were added that were unfucking necessary from the beginning.
Missed your last 3 hours, my dude. Hope you're doing good.
I'm good, QTV. Thank you for the $5, bro. Glad you're here now. But realistically, this is not a good apology video. Sure, she provided receipts for a bunch of things, but there's also things that are completely unnecessary to be added. I feel bad for Wonder that his suicide attempt is now public record information in Blair's fucking video.
It's one of those things that could have been gotten away with without ever saying any of those things. I mean, you could have shaved like 20 minutes off of this quote-unquote apology and addressed the claim still.
Yeah.
You know?
And it still would have been concise.
She opened up the avenue for people to take shots back at her. Like, that was it. And they're going to clap back hard. I mean, you know, again, I talk to people and listen. When I'm confident that Blair is the one that's going to be eating crow at the end of this, I am confident. I was confident with the Quite stuff. I'm confident again now.
Exactly. Also, I have to address a separate situation real quick. This is not involving Blair. This is involving another woman. I saw somebody just DM'd this to me, Diesel. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is about Maya. The dumb fucking blonde bitch cunt that abused Repsion. They're talking shit about me on Twitter right now. Hey, bitch, when are you going to die at an overdose? Anyways, Maya has apparently been tweeting about me because I tried getting Steve to leave on a live stream with Sen. And it didn't work because Steve apparently thinks he's a fucking god or some shit. Maya.
Cuck.
Yeah.
How's the butts?
It's like, she thinks this is a W. She thinks this is a W. I wasn't ran off the internet. You fucking abusive bitch. Anyways, leaked footage. Chris and I guess you're still a butthurt for getting... Bitch, I blocked you like a long time ago. I have blocked you for like a day just to see your fucking schizophrenic breakdown over everybody being DM'd all over the place and you trying to tweet for 5,000 times in one day about Repsion and you lost your YouTube channel. This is the one time I've ever seen somebody lose a YouTube channel that I'm like, you know what? Fuck that bitch.
Great. I'm
Go
very
fuck
excited
yourself,
now
cunt.
to have Maya bother me because I was present when Kristen Ark said this. Listen, lady, I don't want anything to do with you. Stay the fuck away from me, please. You're crazy. I will respect you enough to not say that you're the C word, but please never talk to me and never interact with me.
What a great way to end the stream. I was live and I got that. And I was like, I have to say something.
Oh no.
It's too easy. It's too easy to get a dunk. It's too easy.
Chris the Cuck W. Am I right?
You could kill yourself, Diesel. Is there anything else that we want to add on the end of this?
Yeah, that you should all buy my coffee.
Yeah. Make sure you actually buy Diesel's coffee. Everybody's bought it
yeah.
so far, and they actually like it. Diesel, where's
People
the link?
say it's good. Hold on. I'll send it to you. I don't know if I can post links in chat. There you go.
Yeah, I got. I'm pretty sure you're a mod.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm not a mod.
Make sure
Can't
you
believe it.
you guys actually check out Diesel's coffee. It's actually
Use D10 at checkout for 10% off.
what was the code again?
D10.
D10. Use D10 for 10% off. The coffee is apparently really fucking good. Xylee bought it, and a lot of other people bought it in the Destiny server, and they fucking love it.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna buy some myself, so make sure you guys actually support Diesel. He comes on these live streams free, and I love him. He's a good man.
Thank you, Chris. You're a good man.
Of course.
I'll gas you up.
Yeah.
You're no cuck.
I'm no cuck, my guy.
You're no cuck.
I'm no cuck. All
But,
right.
I'll let you close the stream. I'll head out.
All right, appreciate it. I'll see you in the Discord in a minute. All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. I genuinely appreciate it. I really hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys re-up your memberships as well. Those things really keep the channel afloat. If you enjoyed your time, make sure again you subscribe if you're new. Maya, again, maybe how's that OnlyFans money going? Is it gonna dry up soon? The minute you get old, bitch, nobody's gonna jerk off to you anymore, so nobody cares. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next live stream. We may be doing a DSP related stream due to May 1st, the time DSP blew a load on the internet. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys.